Welcome to Creepy's Creep Show.
Halloween is upon us.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys so excited?
I'm stoked. I already decorated. I'm excited.
Wait, that's
I'm-
not Halloween music. That's the Twilight Zone.
I have all my Dia de los
That's just all-
Muertos things
that's all
up
it's just
already.
scary.
I'm very excited.
Spooky skeleton stuff?
Oh yeah, and spooky skeleton animals and all of our Hispanic paraphernalia.
Oh, that's so
Yeah, the
fun.
joys of being married to a Mexican man
Yes.
who doesn't speak a lick of Spanish. It's
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah. Dia de los Muertos. Dia de
Dia de los Muertos.
los Muertos.
You got it.
Muertos.
She knows how to say words.
I do not speak Spanish.
No.
I'm Dylan.
I'm Brian.
I'm Jessica. You were slow, so I went
She was
first.
lost. She was lost.
Holy shit. I'm Camille.
This is Creepo's Creep Show.
How are you? How are you?
We have a special guest today,
Yes, we do.
Jessica.
안녕하세요.
This is going to be a running gag the entire time. FYI, we've already decided that she's going to be the only one to pronounce the names
Right.
in this movie because the rest of us are just going to butcher them.
Mm-hmm.
I
True.
apologize in advance to any Korean listeners out there.
You're doing so great, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You've been learning for so long.
Which this movie that we'll be talking about is called...
Train to Busan.
Yeah,
Yep.
See, I didn't know how to say that word.
Busan?
Busan?
Train?
Well, it was like Busan.
Train.
Busan.
Train's a tar.
Well,
Yeah, train.
Train's a tough one.
Yeah, two.
Mhm.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
How?
Almost. Yeah.
in Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet, it's actually spelled with the letter P. So it can be
Whoa.
pronounced as a B or a P, depending on how many are next to each other.
Oh,
Oh.
Wow.
So it is it's a singular, so it's like a soft P.
Which,
Busan.
yeah, because I was
Busan.
looking at
Busan.
what, so the actual Korean title is what, Busan Hong?
I would have to see the Hangul
So
on that.
it's, okay, it's Haeng. So it's Busan and then that.
Hong. I don't know the word
Sure,
for train,
okay.
but that's probably correct.
That's what it is. I don't know. I have no idea.
It's really Romanization of Hangul is like a crime. I feel
Oh.
like I hate Romanization of names. Like
What?
Making things sound like American English. Is that what
yeah,
we mean?
yeah, like trying to translate Hangul, which is the alphabet, to English letters is very difficult and can be different depending on who you're
I could
talking
see
to.
that.
If I showed you the movie poster with Hangul on it, would you be able to read it?
I could probably read it.
Because, yeah, it's like three things.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Okay,
what does that say?
so that does say Busan, Hong. Yeah, Hong.
All right.
Nice.
Nice. You win.
I do.
Of course.
Korean
this is
award
after
goes
the
to
fact, since we already-
Jessica.
Considering we already knew what it was called.
Yeah. Now
You
we're
just
double.
cheated.
Now
I
we're
did.
double
Yeah, I
cheating.
did. I cheated. It's okay. There's a snack called Banana Kick that you can purchase, and it says it on the bottom of the bag. But one time I handed the bag to my husband. I said, "Look, this says Banana Kick on it," and he's like, "Wow!" And I was like, "It also says it in English on the back." So
We win. Yay.
That's how you impress people.
you do, yeah.
Yeah.
By cheating. I love it.
I do.
Yeah, it's so good.
So why this movie? Why Train?
So I just texted Camille on like a joke that I was like if y'all ever do Train to Busan, I will gladly assist. I will be your Hangul expert.
Yes.
And so here I am.
Yes. And I said, let's do it right now.
And I said I'm going to Texas.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I really like this movie. I'm always looking for different outlets of Korean language learning or culture to learn from. And granted, this is a zombie movie. It's not a very accurate representation of Korean culture. There's some very interesting relationships
See,
that
that's weird
develop.
because I've heard constantly that they have zombies everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And
weird.
everybody
incorrect?
just has to stay on a train.
Oh, I mean, or get off the train.
Right. And be really
Either
into
or.
baseball.
Yeah.
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 Also, if I had to guess, I don't think that Busan would be the landing point for
Yeah.
people who would survive. I think it would be Daegu, where they were.
Where they were supposed to go, right? No, Daejeon.
Daegu was where they got where they thought they were going to get stuck. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
Probably
that is.
so.
Yeah, East Daegu. That's right. Yeah,
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 Daegu.
yeah, you got it.
So, okay, real quick. Can we talk about your love of the Korean culture and why? So let's back up.
Back it up. Back
Back
it in.
it up.
Back it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Where do you want me to start?
I don't know.
Back that train up.
So that is part of the reason that we're doing this movie.
Yeah.
Is because of your love of the Korean culture. When did that start? What's that about? Why do you love the Koreans?
So it's actually quite a
What's
deep.
wrong with
it's,
you?
It's, yeah, exactly. Well, it's actually quite a deep story, and it's really kind of sad in the
Aw.
beginning, but it ends up really happy.
Okay.
So my downstairs neighbor passed away.
Mhm.
I was performing CPR on him, and he did not make it.
Aw.
So my best friend was like, "Hey, you should come up to Indiana with me to get your mind off of things."
Mhm.
Well, while I was up there, she was like, "Man, you're really not pulling out of this. Like, let's find something funny
Mhm.
on Netflix to watch." And we found Boys Over Flowers, which is a Korean drama.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Many
and,
times from you.
and I fell in love, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I love the language. I think the dramas are really funny." And then it just kind of spiraled into like watching other dramas. And I forget what one of them was called, but they had a K-pop band in it. Like
Mhm.
it was a drama about a band, a girl who infiltrates a band
Yeah.
and pretends to be a boy. So I was like, I wonder what K-pop sounds like, because I'd only known Gangnam Style. Like,
Right.
Psy.
Right.
And then I found Big Bang, which is a K-pop band. And then I found 2NE1 or 21. And then kind of spiraled downwards, Girls' Generation, all that good stuff. And since then, I've been to about 7 K-pop concerts in the United States.
Wow.
So that's kind of where it is. But it started outside, but see, it ended happy. So
Yeah,
it's all good news.
it's good. Like life.
But I started learning the language because it would make it easier to A, to watch Korean dramas, and B, to translate them myself, because translation and lost in translation.
Yeah,
Right.
big
Everything's
time.
a little different.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's. I feel like that's definitely kind of that was our experience last night watching the movie. Certainly, some of the translations were not direct.
Right.
It
And
was,
that was, I will say, that was my biggest fear. We kept joking about I didn't want to read a movie, because of
Yeah.
subtitles, right?
yeah,
Which-
Brian hates subtitles.
Yeah. But a lot of times it's just what mood am I in? But it's only because the ones that I was used to were these just brutal translations into English, right?
Yeah.
And so there was definitely a loss. This one was not that bad by
No.
any means, but
No.
You
anyway.
still got the gist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you also got a really good peek into what actual Korean culture would be like in that situation, like between strangers and then turning into people who are close.
Right.
As far as like the language that close people versus strangers would use to each other.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, I loved it so much.
It was really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It's so good. Do you want to
You want
give
to-
us?
yeah.
Yeah, it's what I believe the movie is about, because once again I don't speak Korean.
Sure. None of us do. It's
and
fine.
I'm just translating from what I
So
gathered.
did you watch it with subtitles or did you?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. But I know quite a few words, so it's fun to pick up. And I have fun Korean language lesson time at the end of this, if you all are prepared.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Just some keywords from the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But so Train to Busan is based in present time.
Mhm.
It is about a fund manager who works for a company called Biotech.
Mhm.
They all do.
Yeah, they all do. And then there's some like shady shit that happens.
Mhm.
So opening up is a quarantine zone. Sorry, I'm getting nervous.
Don't
No,
get
no,
nervous.
you're fine, you're fine.
It's okay. This is
Um,
why it takes me the whole episode to describe the movie,
Yeah.
because it's a lot. So I get
Yeah.
it. No, you're fine.
So opening up, you can see like just little foreshadowing events of, like animals coming back to life or like weird sketchy stuff occurring. You get to know the main character, who I believe is named Sokwu.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
is that right?
Sure. I mean,
Sounds
that's his
good.
name.
Perfect.
I don't know if
Sounds
that's how you
great.
say it.
And you
but
get to
that's-
see-
yeah, that's who
And
it
you
is.
get to see a very interesting relationship between him and his daughter.
The first time we see him, right, he's like at work,
Yeah.
looking up shit on his computer, or like news is coming, like he's like reading news on his
Right.
computer,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, as the movie progresses, it was just like, is this shit that he was reading like actually news, or was it like shit that was like forwarded to him because it has to do with his company?
Right, because that was part of what was
Damage
difficult,
control.
Right.
You know,
Right.
because it was like the text on the screens. Obviously, we're all in Korean, but it
Right.
was like they would say like news blurb or some shit like
Right.
that. So
Yeah.
you never got what the hell it was talking about.
Yeah, like,
Headline.
when it was like
Yeah.
when he got like this big ass text on his phone, I was just like, this
Wanted to
means-
read it so bad.
This means
right?
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I have no idea what this
Yeah.
means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So it basically follows his journey. His daughter wants to go to Busan to see her mother because they're separated. They hop on a train to Busan. Exciting, fun zombie things occur. It
Yes.
gets progressively worse
Right.
Yeah.
as the movie goes along. I think it's really interesting to see fighting styles as well, because it is
Mhm.
mandatory for South Korean men to be enlisted in the army before the age of 25.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm
Oh, wow.
so sorry. That could be wrong.
Right? It's
Um,
early. It's early in
um,
life. I know that. For a fact.
yeah, it
That's
can-
interesting.
You
I believe
have
it's-
to be in the military.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
have
sorry
to.
about
You have to enlist in the military by the age of 25. It's mandatory. You have to serve 3 years.
Oh my
What the
gosh.
fuck?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3 years.
Well, none of us know, so
Um,
that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's like
probably.
what 4 here, right?
Yeah.
But we don't have to do it.
Yeah, yeah. No, it
Not
is-
mandatory.
It's completely
Yeah.
mandatory. Nobody is exempt, including idols, actors, that sort of thing. It's only men. Women don't.
have to
to.
do that.
Yeah.
Right.
But so it's really cool to see their fighting style, because you know that it's backgrounded by Korean military.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. But anyway, do I ruin the movie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, we'll
Okay,
talk about it.
cool.
That's the
We're
thing.
doing the
It's-
entire
yeah.
synopsis, so you
Right.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So it follows just a small group of people who gets even smaller and smaller and smaller as they all get infected. And you see, I just call him Bad Guy COO because
Yeah.
I don't actually know his name.
Oh, that
Um,
piece of shit.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
piece of
yeah,
shit
yeah,
guy.
bad guy.
The
COO.
other conductor from, or
No,
what?
not a conductor. He is a
No, he's the head of another like train company.
Right,
or
okay.
or like
Yeah.
a bus company
Yeah,
or
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Some sort of transit
Right.
thing.
You get to
Right.
see his character develop into a shittier. I love the foreshadowing in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm backtracking. Where he says to the little girl, "You have to study, or else you'll turn out like the homeless man."
Right.
And she says, "My mom says guys who say that are bad guys." And
Yeah.
I was like, I see this going somewhere very dark.
Mhm.
So,
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
funny enough, so his name is Yeon Suk,
Young Suk.
which he does suck a lot in this movie.
Yeah, there it goes.
Got it,
I
got
knew
it.
this shit was coming. I was
Got
prepared.
it.
But I think the best relationship character development is the one between the main character and his daughter.
Oh God.
Oh, so
Oh,
good. So good.
Verklempt already. Oh God.
Because I think as a daughter, it's, sometimes you look at your dad, or even as a son, sometimes you look at your mom and you're like, you don't love me, or you don't know me, and this,
Yeah.
that, and the other.
Mhm.
And then they're put in this horrifying situation where he learns from her.
yeah.
Dude,
And it's incredible.
you get that moment where it's like he hasn't been paying attention to her, and he realizes it's her birthday, and he brings her a gift. She opens it, and it's
Yeah.
a Wii, and
You
she's
called
like,
this so hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
It was so
yeah. I was
funny.
like, as soon as she opens it up and sees it, I was like, dude, he already got her one.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
And then
Children's
sure enough,
Day.
she looks over and it's sitting there, and he's like, it's
yeah.
my bad.
Yeah.
Because he has to ask his assistant,
What
Mr.
are the kids
Kim,
into?
what are the kids into these
What are
days?
kids like? It's
Yeah.
the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Also, what is Children's Day? Do you know anything
Yeah.
about this holiday?
I thought that was
I
just
don't either.
birthdays.
I
Right?
have no
Right.
They don't
idea.
need a
No,
whole
I
day.
mean, they do
Yeah.
celebrate like Parents' Day and Children's Day, I believe. But
Apparently.
my Korean culture knowledge is greater than yours, but still less than. Okay, so
Well, apparently it is in 2020, Children's Day in Korea is Tuesday, May 5th. So
Aw.
get prepared, kids, and start asking for anything you want. just not a train ride to
Cinco
Busan.
de
Yeah.
Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo here,
Cinco de
very
Kids Day.
different
Yeah.
holiday.
Different.
Probably less tequila there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny because Halloween, since we're on the subject,
Yeah.
Halloween is very big, but not for the same reason. And so is Christmas. Like, Christmas is a couple's holiday. It's not like a family holiday
Oh.
in Korea.
It's like romantic.
And Halloween is just a party holiday.
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
yeah. Yes, it
That's
is.
fun.
Get sledded up, girls.
Yes.
Go out.
Down.
That's not different here.
No, absolutely not.
No,
Except for me.
me too. I'm like, where's that sheet? I'm gonna be a ghost again.
Yeah. Where's my Pickle Rick costume?
Right.
Because I require full body coverage because it is chilly out
It's
there.
cold. You don't want to show off my bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's fine. So okay, I agree with the statement with which you said about the father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
It's very that hit me so hard because my dad worked really hard on his career the
Mhm.
entire time growing up, and it wasn't until I was an adult that I was like, oh shit, that's because you're determined and you
Mhm.
knew what you wanted to do, and so you just did what you had to do it and
Yeah.
to take care of yourself and me.
Yeah.
And whew, all kinds of feels.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Oh
Well, I
But
think
that got brought up too.
Yeah.
I mean,
By
by
the
my
other-
my like second favorite
Dude,
relationship
yeah.
in the movie,
Oh,
which
yeah.
was
yeah. What's his
uh,
name? His name was
fucking
Song Hwa.
Big Tough,
Yeah.
and this guy,
Big
Like,
Tough, yeah.
Right.
I called him Big Fat for the first half of the movie.
Dude,
until
but
he
then,
ripped that
but then he
jacket
was,
off.
he was damn swole.
Yes, he was.
Dude, I've never seen a zombie movie where some dude's just like, I'm just gonna punch these bitches in the face, like
so
Oh
hard.
my
How
gosh.
So-
bullshit was it though? The way he got bit, because I was like,
it was
"Excuse me,
whack.
this whole time he's been punching them directly in the mouths,
Right.
and then he holds the door closed for like
Yeah.
2 whole minutes and then gets bitten."
Yeah.
And it's like some type of video game esque like crawl up the
Yeah.
wall
Yeah,
situation
yeah,
with that.
yeah, yeah.
I was like, "That's fucking."
You know, and I
lame.
think that aspect of it, once they all get on the train and they're all kind of confined to each other, right? There's
Yeah.
like the group gets smaller and smaller and smaller, especially after like the outbreak happens. Which I guess we should explain is that there's a chick who sneaks onto the train during a riot in the train station, and
Right.
nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Can I give you my theory?
Yeah, go
I
for it.
believe that the riot had initially started because of the leak in the, let's see, where was that at? In Jinyang,
Mhm.
where the quarantine zone started.
Right.
I think that minor leak caused some sort of environmental
Well-
outroar, and then that people probably were rioting,
Mm-hmm.
and then other things
Shit
occurred.
broke out.
Yeah.
Or my second theory, which
Right.
is that video we saw, the people dropping out of the helicopters.
Right.
That shit just happened, and then
And then they
that's
were
it.
infected.
They were just trying
and
to
then it took
thin
off
out
from
the
there.
population.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which, so when that happens and, shit hits the fan and everything's, going crazy, and again, they all like kind of dash into the different trains and they all get confined. You see like where, what's his name? Sok Woo, the dad.
Yes.
He, is just getting his little girl, whereas Captain Guns and his wife, who's pregnant,
yeah,
I'm just
old
gonna call him
braggers.
Captain Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
Preggers.
He's like holding off the horde so
Mhm.
everybody else can escape, and he, being the fucking tough man.
Yeah.
And the dad was like going to close the door on him and his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
And so from that moment, it's like he was already like, "You fucking suck, dude," because
Yeah.
he gets in,
Yeah.
right? But then as the story progresses and they're kind of in these situations and he starts to kind of man up a little bit more and
Mhm.
actually pay attention to other people outside of him,
right?
then that's when, they have that talk in the bathroom where he's like, as a dad, blah, 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 everybody works hard and nobody
Which-
knows until later on down the road.
And then
you're a good
Don't you
dad.
love also the generational aspect
Yeah.
of that bathroom scene?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
It's so well
the
put
super
together.
young baseball kid and then
Yeah.
the middle dad guy and then I'm about to be a dad, but I'm a kick-ass guy.
Yeah.
Well, I love that he dadded the dad.
Yeah,
like
which is
he,
so cool.
he,
Got
Yeah.
you with my dadness.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't have a baby yet, but I'm a
Which
better
is-
dad than you.
Yeah.
Which
You
is
know?
hilarious because when he looks at him, he is like, "Why are you looking at me like that? Did I just say something cool?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like he's such a like meathead, but in a way that's like, every now and then you come across one that's like super sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is that guy.
Yeah.
Normally they suck. But
Right.
like, yeah, it was
Normally
so
they're
funny.
bad guy COO.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yes, exactly. I did think he was a pimp at first.
Yeah.
Felt bad
It
about
was
that.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Because there was no reason to me for you to think that.
Well,
No.
he told her that there were 2 people in there
Right.
peeing.
Taking a piss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
what
it's
he.
probably
What
gonna
a
be-
strange
and it's probably gonna
translation,
be
by
a
the way.
while.
No, well, there was 2 bathrooms. The way that the train is set up is there's one on one side and one on the other. So
Right.
that's why he was like, go over there because there's another bathroom over there. There's 2 people in here.
I didn't
Yeah.
understand that.
Totally.
And I thought he meant there were 2 people in the one bathroom taking a piss.
I
That's
mean,
what I thought.
Theoretically,
Mm.
there was Sleepy and Preggers.
I
Right.
know. How cute is that?
I know.
It was the sweetest thing when, like, the Preggers, we're just going to call her Preggers.
Yeah.
Okay. When Preggers gave the kid the gummy worms and was like, this is what Sleepy eats.
Sung
Right.
Kyung. That's her name.
Sung-kyung.
Sung Kyung.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Sung Kyung was like, this is what Sleepy eats. And we're like, oh, its name is Sleepy.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And then she's like, because
And then our ovaries exploded.
it happens. Ladies,
Yeah.
you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna get super dark with that because I was like, normally, right? If you are that pregnant, that baby's kicking around, and if it's not to the point where you
Yeah.
call it sleepy, like, so sad.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Like-
there's so many times I thought the camera would pan down, blood everywhere.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
so sure, but
With
never
as
did.
much
I was
Yeah.
very
running
happy.
from
Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
and fighting they had going on, I thought
Mhm.
for sure this baby's not going to make it.
They
Yeah.
didn't take the easy way out one time in this
No.
movie. It
No.
seemed like, except for the weird like hand bite thing, you know?
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, like, I think, can we just take a second to nerd out at how many layers there are to this movie?
Mhm.
Right.
And just, you cannot, like, the second you think, oh, this is the end, right?
Right.
And then something else happens, and it's like it's a completely different aspect of the movie than what you were watching
Mhm.
before.
Mhm.
It was.
There's
Yeah.
so many
good.
stories
So good.
like
Yeah.
in this
Oh.
movie, which is great. And and it's funny because what's his name, Sang-Ho Yeon.
Which character is that?
He's the director of
Oh.
this movie.
Very
and
cute.
So,
Yeah.
before
I know.
this was his first live action. He would direct anime and all this
Mhm.
other stuff. And in fact, there's one called Soul Station that he did it was released about a month after Train. That is actually a prequel to this movie,
Yeah.
and it takes place a day before. So your theory on it could be still completely true, but we don't know without watching that movie
Right.
where that started from, because at this
Mhm.
point, based on that information, the situation that happened in Train is at least a couple of days old.
Yeah.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so why are these riots breaking out? Because at the end of Soul Station, they do talk about that there was a quarantine there. So sure, yeah, there was a whole nother mess of shit that went down that we didn't know this until after the
Yeah.
fact, or else we would have watched that son of a
And
bitch
I
too.
know.
Honestly, I'm glad that they I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how it started. I do not give a shit.
No.
Like,
I do care in deeply.
That's-
In my opinion.
and that's totally fine. But in my opinion, we don't need that movie. Like,
No.
that doesn't need
No.
to be made. It would suck.
Right.
Like, just the way this movie is just like he knows. Like, I don't have to go into this because like this whole movie is what's important, not
Right.
like how it started. Because we know how it started
Yeah.
in a way because we've all seen zombie movies.
But that's
Well-
not the point, right? The
Right.
point is these relationships with
Exactly.
these characters.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's why, originally when I was reading the Walking Dead comics, like before the show, that was what drew me into that. It's like nobody knew how this fucking shit happened, and in fact, in the comic series, there was never going to be inclination as to why it happened. It just is. The main
Dude, it
portion
was-
of the story
It was so
is
good.
how are these group of people surviving
Mhm.
in a highly traumatic situation.
Exactly.
Right.
It's
And-
not a zombie comic.
No.
It's
No, it's like a
zombies are there.
development
Yeah.
of characters,
Mhm.
and that's something that sometimes I find missing from a lot of Korean dramas and stuff, or
Mhm.
movies and that sort of thing. And that's just hi monster.
Yeah,
That's
she's
just
under the table.
and that's from
Hello.
somebody who loves watching Korean dramas and stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is like a little cheesy or a
Mhm.
little like weird, but the way that they incorporated some humor into this movie was
Mhm.
delightful.
Yeah.
But the way that they truly developed the relationships between separate characters, I thought was really lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really
so
good. I was a little bit afraid with the kick-ass dude that was going to be the case because his first interaction when he was really, really upset with the dad, it was a little flat.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, are you mad right now? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was a hard bluff. I think it was just like a tough
Yeah.
guy.
yeah.
And that dude kept his cool like the entire time.
Yeah.
Right.
So he could have been super pissed and been super serious. Like, no, let's go over here so I can kick the shit out of you. And it doesn't really. It's not going to bother me.
No.
Because
Nope.
I'm so. See my cool jacket? Like I'm a cool guy.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
I'm
it's
fine with
Did I
it.
say
Oh,
something
you see-
funny?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
see that when they eventually come to like the first train station that they're able to stop at, and they all get out and they're all like expecting some sort of rescue from the military and this, that, and the other. And then they're kind of walking through the station and stumble across that, the military that was there, now they're all fucking zombies and
Right.
now are all chasing after them. And so he had, the dad had called one of his connectors for the
Lieutenant
his
Min,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
he,
Yeah.
And he was like, I need you to get us the fuck out of here. Where do I
Mhm.
need to go? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, don't go to the main place where they were supposed to go,
Mhm.
but instead go to the east. And then, we'll have some dudes pick you up. And so he goes that way and doesn't tell anybody else about this shit. So he grabs
Oh,
his
God.
daughter.
Except for the homeless dude who's
No,
like,
the homeless would just
"Bitch,
heard
I
it.
heard you.
Yeah.
I heard-
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, I don't have time to fight this homeless guy, so I guess you coming with me."
Yeah, I was like, I'm sure. Come on, hop along. But
Do for real, hop along.
Yeah.
But whenever they go that way, and then his daughter like realizes, oh, you didn't tell anybody else about this, and she's like, well, I'm gonna go tell him, and he's like, no,
Fucking
whatever.
Jiminy Cricket over here.
Right, and then there's zombies on both sides, right? So now it's just fucked either way, and so they go running back into the main area, but he doesn't realize this until the zombies from the main station are already back into that kind of like station area where they're all seating or whatever,
Right.
and he had left his daughter further down the hall.
Fucking dick. Why would you? Why? Why
Right.
would you put that much distance
Yeah.
between yourself and your daughter,
Right.
knowing?
He hadn't. Well, I don't think he knew. He hadn't.
No, yeah, nobody
No,
knew
yeah.
that there were zombies down there. It just
I'm not
happened.
defending
No, no,
him.
no, no.
but-
I just mean knowing in general that there are
Oh,
zombies.
there is danger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I would just say, you come with me.
Can we say
Yeah,
at the beginning of this
but-
movie though, he wasn't like dad of the year?
No.
Like, we
That's
all
true.
knew this.
He was a bad dad. He
But-
was a very bad dad. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't an awful dad. He wasn't
No.
like abusing her. He
No.
was just working way
Neglecting.
too much.
Very
Yeah.
much.
Yes.
A little neglectful.
But
Yeah.
whenever this is the first time you see like Captain Badass just own up, because as he's starting to run, which is a beautiful slow motion shot of him like seeing the zombie coming up onto his daughter, and he's like slowly running down the hall, and then fucking Captain Badass just cold clocks the zombie across the head
Yeah.
and grabs his daughter, and he's like, "Come on!"
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm your dad now.
I'm your dad
Oh,
now.
it was so great. It's so great.
Yeah. No, it was wonderful. I
Mhm.
loved every scene with him in it, aside from the one when he was a little flat. But then again, you guys are right. Like, he probably was just playing it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the way that they like had that character throughout the entire movie, like, but mostly at the beginning when you're like still definitely getting to know this character,
Mhm.
like he comes off as a dick, but really he's just kind of dumb and silly.
Yeah.
Like when
All he
they're
cares about
having
is
that
his wife, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
that's-
I
that is
love.
it. Yeah.
So
But
sweet.
when his wife was offering, the gummy worms to her and stuff like that, and then he's like, they're talking about the baby, and then he's just like, I made that.
Yeah.
Isn't that
And
cool?
she was like, "Excuse me, asshole."
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
Their relationship is adorable.
It is
Uh,
so sweet.
But yeah, so like that interaction, and then like when they're like going down the escalator in that airplane, or in that train station, I still wasn't sure if I liked him because it was just like, this guy's just kind of a douche,
Yeah.
like for sure. And then when he socked the zombie in the head and took her
Yeah.
out of danger, I was like, okay, this guy's just way too fucking cool for me
Yeah.
to not like.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he's just a goof, like,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
And he
Yeah.
so easily could have left, because they all end up running into a section outside of like the loading zone, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And the dad on his way gets tackled by a zombie, and he's like fighting him off or whatever. And everybody else is on the other side of the door, and he's got, Captain Badass has dude's daughter on the other side of the door, and he's like looking over, and he was like, dude, fucking come on. Like, he was waiting for him, whereas previously dad did not wait for help.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and he was like,
luckily, the homeless dude was smart enough to put a jacket on the thing.
Yeah.
It was just like, a derp, derp. And it's just like, okay, you have like 5 seconds.
so
to get
here's the
over here.
thing. That's what we find out. It's like, if they can't see you,
Mhm.
you're aces.
Which is
Right.
a cool thing that they did with the zombies. Because like,
Yeah.
it seems like anybody who's making a new zombie franchise, there's like something new,
Yeah.
right? And these, it's like, yeah, the zombies are super quick and can do all the things that people can do,
and they're
but they
fucking
can't.
ninjas,
Right.
by the way.
But they can't open up doors.
They don't know how to work doors.
And if the lights are out, they're dumb.
Yep.
And just
like,
like-
salamanders,
Practically
right?
brain
Can
dead.
salamanders see in the dark?
I'm pretty certain that they're mostly nocturnal.
I made that up.
Yeah, I think
There's
that's all they
something-
see is in the dark.
There's something that can't. I don't know. Something
People.
they can't see in the dark, right?
Us.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
The
can't.
dead.
see that.
The dead.
The dead can.
But
The undead.
apparently zombies cannot.
Yeah.
So okay, hold on. Rewind. So if you're
Yep.
Thank you. All right. So if your body is dying, right?
Yeah.
Everything's degenerating.
Mhm.
It only makes sense that you can't see in the dark.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you need yeah.
Haha.
Because
Well, and
their
they-
eyes are all paled out, right?
Yeah, they made
So
their
it's
eyes
like-
white, which kind of gave you like a hint that's something other than like, oh, that's how I tell that's a zombie.
Right.
Like, other than that, like
Yeah.
that was kind of a hint I felt like. But I feel like there was so many moments in this movie where they're just like hinting at the certain things that you could possibly pick on beforehand or like foreshadowing particular
Mhm.
events that this movie did better than some horror movies.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
very much so.
100%.
And
Yeah.
I think that comes from his background in anime. Whenever you really are having to visually represent something, as opposed to based on live action movies where you have people's reactions and such. You
Yeah.
got to animate this, and a lot of the times you won't have that initially. You've just got
Mhm.
this story to tell, and so how do you express this and then have somebody draw that?
Right.
Well, him coming from an anime background is very cool just because, I mean, a lot of people that watch animes are like very into like as much detail as possible.
Right.
And like any anime that's like that people are watching have been going on for so long.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I have to like weave so many stories into this because it's not just a movie, it's like a series
Right.
Yeah.
normally.
Mm-hmm.
And so for him to be able to come from that background and do that in 2 hours is like, I mean, awesome.
Yeah.
And probably a lot easier for him than most like
Oh, I'm
American
sure.
directors because it's like they haven't done, like John Carpenter didn't do a TV series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like in the I direct an hour and a half, 40-minute movies
Right.
and that's it. And like I have to tell this story right here. And John Carpenter normally is very good at that. But like for somebody to like come from like an anime background where it's like this is seasons fucking long or whatever,
Right.
to be able to condense that into 2 hours, like he has definitely an advantage over other directors.
I think a lot of it is getting to the point, right?
Mhm.
Because it's like, okay, if you were to, miss a scene, or the scene wasn't done right, okay, cool. You just reset the scene, shoot it again, right?
Right.
At this point, when it comes to live action movies, you're just worried about money, which
Yeah.
more
Right.
often
Money
than
and
not,
time.
money does not fucking matter most
Mhm.
with these production studios, right? But
Right.
it's like in animation, if you fuck up a cell or you fuck up a scene or you go back to rewrite it, well, now somebody has to take an extended amount of time to redraw all of this. And so
Right.
getting it right kind of the first time and knowing exactly what you're trying to portray and what is important, again, with this movie being the character storylines versus what fucking happened to get to this situation. It's just where your focus is, and I think that
Yeah.
kind of works for it better too.
Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know.
Mhm.
Also, they made so much money on this
Oh,
movie, which
yeah,
is insane.
dude. A lot of money. It was like $8 million to make, and they made like 90 off of it. It was like the sixth highest grossing Korean movie ever.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's nuts. Which, okay, so is it a part of a series? Because I read that it was part of the train seal. Is it Seal or Soul?
Soul Station is the prequel that he made for this movie.
Okay, and then when I was reading about it, it said that it was part of a series. So I don't know if that's just because it fits in with the prequel, and then they're looking at making or are making a sequel now.
Probably. I mean, it
Yeah.
leaves it in plenty of room to have like a continuation of this, especially with
Yeah.
the daughter. So
Yeah. Oh, ugh.
Suan.
and Sleepy.
Suwon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're Sleepy coming into this.
Right.
So soon. Sleepy's
Oh,
on
wait,
it.
Sleepy does have a name. Let me see. I wrote.
Oh,
it
yeah,
down.
with
It's only
Yeon-
said once.
Oh, it's
Um,
the little
Son
girl's
Yu.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the little
no,
girl's name?
No, it's Yoon Soo Ya.
Yeah.
I thought
Because
Your face.
they only called it Sleepy
Did it.
because Captain Badass hadn't thought of a name for it yet,
Mhm.
and then
Right.
it was after he's bitten and he like realizes he's not gonna be there,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And he was like, "I know her name. It's gonna be blah blah blah." And that's his dying
JK,
words.
I'm not lazy. I'm just hard headed
Yeah.
and dying now.
And dead.
busy.
Oh, man.
he's
That-
he's a busy guy.
Man, that moment after he gets bitten, where what is it? I don't know the WWE wrestling move that
Yeah.
he did, where he
Oh,
picks the zombie
About
up
to
sideways and he
suplex that
just
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
pushes them all through. Oh my god,
Fucking
hashtag
dude.
romantic.
So romantic.
My,
Yeah.
I will still say, like,
Yeah.
my favorite scene whenever is when the three generations come together. You got Captain Badass, the dad, and the young baseball kid.
Oh God.
They end up when everyone leaves that station
Dude.
after that moment, and they end
Ugh.
up all just kind of in a mad dash, hopping back onto the train. They all end up in different cars,
Mhm.
right? And so the trifecta,
Thus,
they're
the
down.
multiple storylines get even more multiplied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when they realize that, okay, well, they're in car 9 and they've got to make it to his
4
daughter.
cars away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the wife in car 13, and everybody else is at the head in car 15. He's like, okay, well, shit, how are we going to get there? And they all fucking suit up. Dude takes off his jacket. That's when you see the guns pop out.
Yeah,
you're
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
this guy
okay,
is
not
wrecking
fat
shit.
daddy, buff daddy.
Yeah. Everyone starts wrapping up their arms
Dude.
and like just so thick. And
Well,
then,
Young Gook starts the wrapping of the arms.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, because he's got something to prove. Because Jen He is 4 cars away, and he's gonna get to that girl.
That's right.
That is
That's
true.
my boo. I gotta get to
Yeah.
you.
I did love how he's just like, oh no, it's totally fine. He gets in his bag and there's just like leather straps. I'm like,
Right.
Well,
what are
because
those
I'm sure
for?
I assume they're lifting straps. If I had to
Right.
guess,
Or for like
Um,
bats and like sanding down and
yeah.
like this, that.
yeah,
and
but
the
it was a
other. It's
leather strap. I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean, we don't need to know his personal life. It's fine.
Like, yeah.
no,
Hey.
it's. I mean, like,
We don't kink
I was
shame on
excited.
that.
I saw
We
that.
don't, we
I
don't
am-
kink shame.
Yeah.
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just saying, like, you're on a baseball trip bringing leather straps. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You do you,
Makes
having
sense.
more fun than everybody else,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
fine.
Except for he
But-
didn't want anything to do with Jen He in the beginning.
In the
And then-
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Also, the most polite kids making fun of other kids scene I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? Are they making
Yeah.
fun of him?
Choose her.
Choose
Yeah.
her. Choose her. Choose
She's
her.
like,
I didn't-
if I like you, just like me back. Duh.
yeah, it's not hard. Like, it's just a thing people do.
Yeah.
It was insane. I
Mhm.
did not understand. Americans take a cue. I don't know. We don't
Yeah.
have to
We
do
don't
other
think-
things. I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah,
Well,
the leather straps.
Oh, dude,
yeah,
when they
sorry.
when they suit
No.
up
We digress.
and then
Yeah.
that fucking music kicks in, you know,
Oh.
shit was going
The
down.
music was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that like backhanded compliment where he's like, "Fun furniture.
Yeah.
You are used to getting useless people out, so you head the back."
Yeah.
And I was like,
damn.
"Damn right."
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna be throwing punches. This dude's got the bat. He knows how to use it. You just hold the back.
Yeah, but also here's this weird mallet and shield that I found.
yeah.
Uh,
On the way onto the
from
train.
well,
like,
because
he was
of
like
the
running,
police.
he
And
was
then
like
he
running to the
dips
train.
over.
Yeah, but like the shield had like a
like an eagle. It was so cool.
Oh, that
it
I
was
do not
very
recall.
metal.
It was pretty funny how he's like
Yeah.
running, just like, and then dude's like, "Get on the train." He's like, "No, I found this real cool thing that maybe I guess we'll use later on, and I'm totally fast enough to get on the train anyway. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
and
No,
then-
so I think so. It's like that just shows like how he was thinking because we see him face on running, you know, towards the camera basically, and you see him kind of glance over, and then he like runs around this pole, grabs the shield and baton, hops back up, and then decks a fucking zombie with it that are
It was
coming
insane.
towards him. So it's like, did he just calculate that shit?
Oh,
He was like,
dude.
I'm gonna
He's just
figure out
having
this
fun with it
trajectory
at that
Yeah.
point.
It was
Just
a
like-
very Captain Korea
Yeah.
moment.
That's
like,
his new name, Captain Korea.
Yeah. I was like,
I would just like
holy
to go
shit.
ahead and put in a proposal for Captain Korea.
Yes.
Right?
Because I
Anybody
would
listening?
pay so much money to see
Oh.
that.
Yeah, I know. Yes,
Oh,
same.
that guy ruled.
Yeah.
Which, consequently, so he was, in real life, the dad's personal trainer, like, growing up.
Oh,
Which is kind of fun, right? Yeah.
That is fun.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
sweet. So I don't know. I guess they met back on this movie, or maybe that's what got him the job. I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, they were already friends.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is kind of fun.
That's exciting. I do want to talk about the mom, the dad's mom, at some point as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Whenever
and I
you're ready.
also would like to speak about the two old women because I feel
Oh,
like
Oh,
yeah.
right over
The two
them.
old women, one of which was not old in real life for sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, okay. listen,
Total makeup.
okay. As a past costume designer,
That's right. Oh my god,
Um,
so exciting.
I have no movies to my credit or anything like that. I just can spot a good job.
Mhm.
The makeup tried and did so good in so many parts, especially the gory parts. I thought were really beautiful, done
Oh,
very well.
man.
yeah.
So I felt at times where the costume, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Did really well. When the costume did really well, the makeup failed that person. Or when the makeup did really well, the costume failed that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either the makeup designer was also the costume designer, or they were not on the same page.
Yeah. I think
That
that,
does happen
you know,
a lot whenever you come on the job for one thing and then they're like, also, we need you to do this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I would think with the way this movie grossed, that they had a separate costume and makeup design, and they maybe didn't speak.
Well, it
That's
might have
possibly,
been like
yeah.
production time or something like that. Because, you know, what I pay attention to is blood stains on white shirts.
Oh my god,
And
wasn't
on-
that the worst?
It was so
I
bad.
wanted to just die. I wanted to just throw myself in front of a train to
Right.
Busan. It was the worst.
Yeah. It was
I
like
was
he
like-
spilled Kool-Aid on
Yeah,
his shirt.
I was
Are you
like,
fucking kidding
Yeah.
me?
But
Yeah.
his makeup, flawless.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. I like noticed that towards like the end of the movie where it's like, okay, well, some of this looks really good, and then it definitely looks like you poured Kool-Aid on
No,
yourself.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So
definitely,
many
like,
Kool-Aid stains.
why is this like? Because it was like up here, and I guess
It's
they
like
were
on
trying to
his
be like,
chest, yeah.
well, he was sweating.
Oh,
Just like-
don't make excuses for them,
Oh,
Dylan.
no.
It was bad.
no, it was. I was just like, this is
Dried blood goes black. It
Yeah.
does not
Well,
stay just
you know-
vibrant Kool-Aid red.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
know
like-
what it reminds me of? So when we went to see Evil Dead the Musical.
Oh, yeah.
And so you get the option to be in the splatter zone, and
Mhm.
so you have this expectation that you're going to be covered in fake blood, and it's going to be so much fun and goopy and
It's just
exciting.
red water.
But it was just red water.
yeah.
You're like, and now my white shirt is ruined for no good.
Yeah, but it
pretty
was still
much.
fun. It was very fun, but
Yeah.
it was not fake blood or goopy.
So back to the old ladies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we'll visit the mother.
Let's talk. Yeah.
So old ladies. Their names are Jung-il,
Mhm.
and then later you find out that like here's the worst part is like you don't know these characters beforehand, so you find out their names at like weird
Yeah.
times in the movie.
Because again,
Like
it doesn't
when they're
matter.
dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one's name is Ingil. And they are sisters.
Yes.
Very clearly, one of them has okay old person makeup on, and the other
one
one
is actually
and
old.
then one is old. Yeah. But they have this very beautiful relationship where clearly the older sister cares for her younger sister almost as if she's the older sister.
Right.
So she's like, here, have this snack. Here, take my seat. I want to make sure you're okay.
Here's this boiled egg.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was not actually boiled all the
No.
way through.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the point?
Yeah. But
Protein.
and in Korean culture, it's very common for the younger people or for older people to take care of younger. So you have your 언니 or your oppa and things like that that are like your not your significant others. A lot of people are like oppa, like that's
Right.
That's my boyfriend, but no, like that could just be like an older guy who you're friends with.
Right.
So like Brian could be my oppa,
Hey.
and he would buy me lunch if we ever
Hey.
went out. Or if I went out with you, you're my 언니.
Yeah.
If we went out to lunch, you would buy me lunch.
Not gonna happen.
It would just be me buying.
But
it.
then, like, if anything required any actual physical work, so if like we went to Korean barbecue or something, I would be expected to cook. everything
Okay.
because I'm the younger generation.
All right.
I would be expected to pour everybody drinks, but you would be expected to pay. So it's very it's kind of like
I'll do
Nice.
the work. I don't need to pay. It's fine.
but like older people generally take care of younger people until they're too old to, and then the younger people kind of scoop them up and you move it. And that's very common in Asian culture to like your parents move in with you or that sort of thing. I'd say it's less common in South Korea, especially nowadays because things are getting a little bit more progressed. But in places like China, it's still very common for your parents to move in with you. But anyway, sorry, I get on a tangent.
Fine.
Fine.
Um, but she's taking care of her younger sister as if she was the older one, which I think is very funny.
Wait, so, okay, quick question, though. Didn't she say, here, you have a seat?
and she said,
No, you're older. You
Yeah,
have a seat.
but
Never
you're-
mind. With you.
you're older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, go ahead.
Which is clear from the old person makeup.
I know, I was so confused.
Yes.
But their relationship, clearly they're just like following the crowd. There's not a whole lot of in-depth stuff about them until
Yeah,
they
they're
get
just on a fucking
separated.
train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just like, we're two
Couple old
older
ladies.
ladies
Some old
trying to get to Busan.
sissies.
Yep, that's
or
it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her Unni and her Dongsang just on the train, just going to wherever they need to go. And some people, I love this part, that some people you find out what their destinations are, and some people you don't find out what
No.
their
That's
destinations
true.
are.
You
have
wherever
no
it's supposed to be. So I like to think that they were just perpetually on a train to their death, which is what it ended up being anyway.
Yes.
Wow.
So
It.
I love symbolism. I don't know.
I need one ticket. Where? Dying.
Dying,
Dying
yeah.
on the train.
Yep.
So
One ticket to Deathsville, please.
So the best part is when they get separated, you could tell that the younger sister, Jong-il, is like very lost all of a sudden. She's just catatonic almost, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
She just sits and she's catatonic, whereas her older sister is like, I need to get to my younger sister. I don't know. But she's not like she's not actively fighting or doing anything. She's actively
just surviving.
Yeah, she's just surviving to
Well,
get to
because
her
everybody else
sister.
is younger, so they have to punch the zombies in the
Right.
face.
Yeah,
That's how it
yeah.
works. Yeah.
And then she will pay for the medical bills afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's okay 'cause she's gonna fucking die anyway.
Yeah.
So,
So she's just scot free the entire time.
yeah. So
Oh, no.
Fucking sleazebag.
Ugh.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So they get rescued three train cars in, and as they get to the fourth train car, they defeated the third train car
They're like,
of
fucking
zombies.
yeah.
They're like, we're fucking dope. They're like, awesome. My girlfriend is in there.
Well, real
She's-
quick,
Yeah.
the second train car that they had to go through was the saddest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the baseball
Because they
scene.
open it up and the baseball
Baseball
dude,
team.
the baseball dude's just like, so ready for this? Opens it up and it's just like, it's all my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And
then,
then
he just literally can't do anything, which
no.
like, I get
it's
it.
okay. The two
Yeah.
older guys have been in the military. They fucked shit up.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well,
were like-
also
That's
they
when
had to
we-
go through tunnels.
Right, and that's when we find out that ultimately Dark makes them dumb shits.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they hit that fucking tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
all of them just are like, what?
Which
Yeah.
worked out because then they didn't have to
Kill
bash
everybody.
heads or kill
Yeah.
anybody.
Right.
They
Yeah.
just had to
Like
sneak out.
past them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All Splinter Cell style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it would have been one thing, and I'm really glad that it worked that way. Because like the way it looked like that scene was going to go is, he was going to have to like
Bow up.
He
well,
was gonna have to
to
sacrifice the love
his,
of
like-
his brothers or
Right.
Yeah.
his
Like-
youngs.
well, like
and
he was going to
hit
have to give
them.
up his like
Yeah.
innocence
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be able to do this, right? And it was just like, man, like I get it. But that's the thing. It's like that's the way that zombie movies go. It's
Right.
like you giving up your humanity. It's
you
like that's
eventually
always
shoot
the
your
shit.
mom.
Yep.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
Or a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this one, they were like, nope, we're gonna give him an out, and it's like, oh, thank God, like,
Yeah.
dude, I
Yeah.
don't want to see this kid have
It's
to like,
okay. It's a break on your heart
weep.
for later.
Can I just want
Yeah.
to say,
yeah, for
every moment like that, there was so much tension, like, built up to every situation like that. There was not just this easy out for anybody, and
No.
it just, like, prolonged on those moments. And that's,
Mhm.
it drew you into each one of those scenes for such an extended amount of time. Like,
Mhm.
even that scene, he sees his homies, and then we realize that the tunnels make them dumb shits.
yeah,
That whole scene was like 7-8 minutes long, right? That
Mhm.
took a while for them to get through that one car that's literally 50 feet, you
Yeah.
know, or whatever.
Yeah.
It is a 2-hour movie.
So-
and
oh,
and
man.
the
It is.
moments, I'm so glad they spent so much time on those beautiful, quiet moments, though.
Yeah.
Like between him and Suan, or between the sisters, which we can get back to the sisters. Did you like that transition? I was ready.
Well, here, real quick.
Oh, real quick.
We're gonna take a break.
We're gonna take a break.
And we're
Don't
gonna
forget
come-
where you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Sisters.
Sisters.
We're getting back to sisters.
I'm on it.
Okay.
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 Oh God.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Okay.
All right.
What up? Just wanted to take a second out of the episode to remind you that November 1st, we're doing a screening of Sleepaway Camp with Felissa Rose there at the Paramount Room. Doors are going to be at 7, show's going to be at 8, and tickets are going to be $10. After we watch the movie, we're going to be doing a Q&A with Felissa Rose, so that's going to be super fun. Big thanks to VHS and Chill, Planet Door Shack, Bombs Away, and Division Street Dispensary for sponsoring the event, and thanks to the Paramount Room for letting us do this at their dope fucking theater. Anyway, lastly, Harold Neal, you're a sweetheart. Thank you so much for doing the art for the poster, and mwah, mwah. All right, back to the episode.
You didn't record that? That's terrible.
Should we? Are the dogs?
They're fine.
They're fine,
They're
yeah.
barking at the other dog.
No,
Yeah.
no. I just meant for this. For the.
Oh
No, it's
no, it's
yeah.
fine.
Are you guys sure?
I mean,
Mhm.
if our listeners can't handle dogs,
Can they handle feet?
What is wrong with you?
Dylan, do you have to edit all this?
Do I what?
Do you edit all this?
Yeah,
I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
it's okay. I'm not going to edit any of this.
No.
No, there's a small amount of editing that goes into the show, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I've had to edit a few things, but really, I think I've only really had to edit like three
Three things,
things,
yeah.
and this will be our 50th episode.
yeah.
And so far, you haven't said anything terribly racist.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
That's the 3 edits.
That's the 3. Yeah.
Oh my God. And it's never on purpose.
And what?
And it's always
never that.
Yeah.
I know. It's always pointed at white people, which is so funny. It's
Oh,
just.
interesting.
I know. I know.
As a white person, I'm intrigued.
We'll talk later. It's just about being self-aware. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what it comes down to.
So we're back to our old lady friends, our old lady
Yes.
sister friends.
Old
Yes.
lady sister friends.
Old, not so old lady.
It's when
Old
we're
lady.
talking about trains, but that was a pretty sick segue.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
I know.
So,
No.
so little sister becomes catatonic when she's separated from
Correct.
her older sister.
Yes.
I
She-
told you I would fucking remember.
You did.
You
You nailed it. Yeah.
So good.
So older sister is just surviving
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
get to her younger sister. As they pass the 3rd train, and they're getting into the 4th train, which has all the live people in it, not the undead.
Undead. Unlive.
Oh,
Talking about the
Th-
carts.
I mean, really, they're dead, just in a different way.
Their souls are dead.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the dichotomy of the undead versus the humans
Soul
who
dead.
just suck and have no
Yeah,
soul.
right.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So little sis is standing on the other side, right? And there's
Correct.
this whole
Of the door.
I called this 4-car battle the boss battle.
Yeah. Oh, very much so. Yeah.
But after the end of the boss battle, there's like an end game where they're like trying to get the live people to let them in, but bad COO is like, no, they're infected. They're probably
Blah,
infected.
blah.
We gotta keep the door closed. And then Young Gook sticks his arm in, which is the younger
Oh,
kid.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, and he's like holding it, because they're shoving it on his arm. Which, by the way, if they had added an arm break, I wouldn't have been mad.
Well,
like-
That's
because
what I
it would
thought
have been
was happening.
realistic. It was
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to happen.
Yeah. So anyway, so they're all fighting to get in or whatever, and then the 2 sisters, the 2 older ladies, make eye contact, and all of a sudden, the younger sister snaps out of it.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
like, oh, that's my big sister. I
She's
gotta-
actually alive because she
Yeah.
was worried she was already
yeah.
dead.
She was
at
like
this
Right.
certain that she was dead. She didn't know
Yeah.
any of those people were alive. So she runs. She's trying to pull all the dudes off, and they push her away, and then Jinhee, the hot girl.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, the cheerleader.
Yeah, the cheerleader. She is trying to pull them off as well. Blah de da. Anyway, they eventually get the door open, or they smash it open.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, they
Yeah.
smash it open.
Yeah, they
yes.
smash it open, and they get inside. And then they have to get to the other train with all the other live people. And then anyway, old lady is like sees her sister, and then the main character dude, dad, Appa, is trying to like pull the old lady in, or he's about to, and she like shakes her head no, and she basically sacrifices herself
Right.
for the greater good.
So everybody can be inside.
And
Yeah.
this was like, this happened while, big tough Captain Korea is after
holding
he's
the
been,
door.
he's been bitten, gives the name to his wife for their kid, and
For
then
sleeping.
grabs the zombie and is essentially just like using it as like a wall.
Right.
And
He
And just
Hodor.
getting bitten
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
and over and over
And
again.
just like he struggles so much to like stay clear-headed and not let the infection take over him just to give more time.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, the CEO dude, essentially it's like his fault that 2 people died that didn't have to.
Yeah.
Which is fuck that guy. That
yeah,
guy
right.
sucks.
Okay, yeah.
Which leads, so
Yeah.
yes, fuck that guy.
Yeah. So anyway, they eventually get the door shut.
Mhm.
Everything's cool. So while the door is shut and they've got all the zombies on the other side, which the older sister is now turned into a zombie. They're like, "Oh, you guys are definitely infected because I'm a fucking
100%.
I'm
Yeah,
a fucking
well,
asshole.
after
Look
it
at
was
his
like-
eyes.
so-
Look at his eyes." Is what
yeah,
he
it
kept
was
saying.
like
And we're
after
like, "Yeah,
Dad
you're
walked-
normal."
They
Yeah.
were okay. They were so sweet and doughy.
But it's like it's only after like Dad walks up to COO dude and just straight clocks him,
Dude,
and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
goes off
He's
on
in-
him.
he's
Yeah.
So good.
And then now he's like feels like a dick, and so he jumps up and he's like, "They're insane. They're all fucking infected." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And gets everybody else on his side, and it's like, "Okay,
Right.
get out of our train, go to the vestibule."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're like, "Okay."
So our
Whatever.
our good main characters, all get pushed into the vestibule. So that's Hot Girl, baseball bat kid,
Yep.
Preggers,
Yes.
Suan, which is the young daughter,
The daughter, the kid,
or Suan,
kiddo.
and then Dad.
Yep.
All get kicked into the vestibule, and then Grandma, older,
Young
lady?
grandma.
Yeah.
Young Grandma is sitting there looking through the window of the zombies and see-
Because all these people that are like literally just like fueled by hate because one person said something and
Right.
like brainwashes everybody,
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking hive
Ties-
mind, dude.
ties the fucking door
To the vestibule.
the
Yeah.
vestibule.
But I
Yeah.
think it's really important to address the way that they were all working together, which was they were not.
Right.
They were
They were
yelling
doing the
at
wrong
each other.
thing because
Yeah.
they were sealing the door for the dad and everybody else when the zombies are on the other door.
Yeah.
They
Which
should have
was
been sealing that fucking
insane.
shit.
And they were all yelling at each other, not getting along.
Mhm.
Well, it's like a
Be-
perfect representation of just like how a lot of humanity works anyway. It's just like, if you hate something, like you let that take over more than.
Right. You're more unified in hate than you are in
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
overall.
It's like, okay, like I get that you're. Well, actually, I don't. I don't understand why you're mad at these people,
No.
but you are. But like, you're gonna block them off and not the zombies over here that you can
Right.
see through this fucking glass
Right.
window. Like
Right.
what?
Well, I think it's because it's really easy to be blinded by.
By fear.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And I
And
think
so
that movie represented that really
Oh,
well.
very
yeah,
much
and
so.
so you take the distraction, which is the people that we can say are infected when we know 100% logically or not.
right.
But it's much easier to put all your effort into blocking them off, as opposed to turning around and looking 5 feet behind you and seeing the entire rest of the train that is filled with for real zombies.
and at
Right.
least one of those dudes is huge
Yeah.
Yeah.
and can murder all of you.
Yep.
Captain Zombie
Yeah.
Korea now.
Yeah.
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 Like, dude, you don't want to fuck with Captain Zombie
No.
Korea.
No.
Yeah.
Because apparently Korean zombies automatically become hyperfast ninja zombies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Period.
And this one's already ripped and
Yeah.
has beat the shit out of all
the
of
other
those
zombies.
zombies
Yeah.
already there.
While he
Yeah.
was still a zombie, he was
Yeah.
beating the shit out of their
Yeah,
zombies.
dude.
So she
He's-
makes eye
he's
contact
head
with
of
her
the
sister.
yeah, now he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yes.
now he's leader zombie.
Yeah, so she makes eye contact with her sister, and she has an outward conversation, not an internal conversation.
That is true. I was
Yeah.
a little confused for a second.
but nobody else was listening to her because they're all yelling at each other, and she's like, "Honey, I don't understand why. I don't like. why would you do that? And then she like turns around. She's a moment of realization because everything's in slow-mo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
or like
of course.
dulled sound. I guess not really slow-mo, but dulled sound
Yeah.
of them arguing with each other. And she's like, oh yeah, that shit makes a lot of sense. And then she just walks over to the door,
Yeah.
opens that shit wide. Oh yeah, COO tries to stop her.
Right.
He's like, well, that lady, and this bitch is already halfway opening the door, and
Yeah.
she's like, come get me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come get all of us, in
Yeah.
fact. So that was the two sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I
Mhm.
loved that moment so much because she was just like, "Oh yeah, this
And then
is
you're like,
this is all bullshit."
Right.
You're right.
And then you're like,
and
"Thank
so
God."
and that leads to another
Yeah.
point because like at that point when the zombies take over that car with all the dickheads, then they enter a tunnel again. And
Mhm.
had they had actually talked with the people that they kicked out into the vestibule, they would
They
have
would've
known that
known.
hey, this tunnel is about to come and we're going to be cake for a little bit.
Yeah,
but
nobody
no,
moved.
instead, fucking tunnel hits, and of course the zombies are going crazy because everybody's screaming and fucking around
Yeah.
and yelling and throwing shit and this, that, and the other. All get ate up,
Yep.
Yep.
fuckers.
Fuckers. But not the fuckers we wanted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because somehow COO and man attendant, because there's female attendant and male attendant,
Yeah.
man attendant and COO get themselves locked in the bathroom.
Right?
Luckily,
I
you know.
thought for sure they were gonna make out. You know,
Uh,
like I just thought for sure,
Oh yeah.
like
Why?
at some.
It's
Why-
because
why
her-
not?
Her brain
Because-
goes every time.
Yeah.
Because if there's one
And-
thing fear breeds, it's horniness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, yes, that, and also like I just kind of felt like man attendant. In
Oh, yeah.
COO.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
See-
man attendant would have done anything for COO. In
Oh,
fact, he did.
He did.
He
He
did.
gave it. He
Totally
gave
did.
the ultimate sacrifice, which was his life.
Yeah,
Yes,
very much so.
He
I don't think he
blindly,
meant to do that.
No, he didn't. That's true. But he trusted him.
but he
'cause he's
blindly
dumb.
followed him like throughout the entire movie, just like, oh yeah, you're right. Let's do this other horrible thing, and
Yeah.
we'll do
Oh,
this
yeah,
other
yeah.
horrible thing. Would you like me to suck your dick? Okay,
Okay.
cool,
Okay.
perfect.
So at this point,
Wonderful.
I think it's time we mention there is one guy that has solely been doing one thing this entire movie, and that's the conductor.
Oh yeah.
The
He's
conductor has just been driving this fucking train.
The best man.
He's so
Yeah.
great. Oh my god, the way he
Dude.
remains calm in a stressful situation.
Yeah.
He's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, so we're stuck in Daegu right now. But
Yeah.
if y'all meet me about 6 tracks over
Right.
to
Yeah.
the left, we'll just hop on another
no,
train.
yeah,
he
dude.
is all
If
about.
you're alive,
He has one goal.
Hope
He
you're
has one
alive.
goal to get his passengers where
Yeah.
they need to fucking be,
Yeah.
with or without zombies.
That's
He-
the kind of the kind of person you need on your team.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like if I were to ever have my own business and hire somebody, I'd want a guy like that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because, like,
yeah.
not once does he break script.
No,
Like,
ever.
please, can I have your attention, please? Like, yeah, dude. Yes, you can. There's all these zombies here. You got some fucking good news? Like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
by
like,
the way.
here's the thing. I stopped this train short before wrecking twice.
Yeah.
And
By the way, I don't need to thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's just my job.
hey,
like,
by the way, I'm going to go find us another fucking train to
Yeah.
hop on. So you
Yeah.
guys, whatever the fuck is going on back there,
Yeah.
I got this shit.
yeah, sit tight.
His
Like,
only downfall is he didn't know what the fuck was going on back there.
I know.
Also,
that's
but
it.
well, right, because ultimately, unfortunately, it led to his death. Because
Yeah.
again, ultimate sacrifice just for his patrons, or what do they call them? What are people that get on trains?
Passengers.
Passengers.
That's the one.
and he found a train.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
found a train. He got it going.
He battled 2 other trains to get to that train.
Yes. And then
did.
he saw bad COO in a bad situation and was like, "No, I'm gonna save you." And
Yeah.
when he went to do that,
my train.
correct. And when he went to do that, unfortunately, he was then attacked by zombies and died.
Because
which was
CEO made that happen.
horrible.
Yeah.
I
Which is
know.
fucking like, dude, this guy left a train
Yeah.
to find another train to get your bitch ass where you need to go because you're a fucking bitch ass mama's boy.
Right.
And then he hops off of a moving train to help you, and then you're like, nah.
That's cool.
What?
Yeah.
Ass.
I
Ass.
hate bad COO. Why don't?
So-
why are we
okay.
calling them this?
Because he
was a
introduces
CEO.
himself as I'm the COO of blah 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 company.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's a
Cool.
bad guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Didn't catch that till now. I meant to circle back around and ask you forever ago.
Cute.
That guy
Got
needed
it.
black
Which-
hats in
alright.
his asshole.
Yeah, Death of the Conductor did happen after the sweetest moment whenever, because here's the thing about CEO. So he has been hiding in the bathroom with the man attendant after, little old lady lets loose the rampage. Of
No
zombies,
kissing.
right?
No dick touching. Nothing.
A huge disappointment.
So
So disappointing.
So everything's kind of quiet. He cracks open the door to see if it's clear. It's not clear. But Manatin's like, "Is it clear?" And he's like, yeah, totes. Go. You go first."
He's like, you lead the way.
"Yeah." And so
I'm
sure.
putting my faith in you because that's what COOs do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Manatin opens the door, steps outside. COO pushes him
Yeah,
through.
COO pushes his
pushes him
ass.
through
Yeah.
to get attacked by zombies, so he can run out the other door. Runs out the
Bitch.
other door, and everywhere he fucking goes, he just leaves. He opens the door and just keeps running. Doesn't close. Everybody else in this entire movie has the common sense to close the door behind them, right?
Yeah.
Not
Well,
this
that's
guy.
because everybody else knows that these fucking giant idiot zombies don't know how to use doors.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is great.
He was there at the beginning when they realized that, because
Yeah, well,
he's a dipshit.
He's a COO.
So he's running through and this, that, and the other. And at this
Other people
point, the vestibule crew have escaped from the train, and they're trying to find another train or whatever.
yeah, they're trying to go because he said, "I'm going to like the far left or whatever to
Right.
find a train," and they're like, "Okay."
Yep, we're
I
going
guess
that
we're-
way.
that's where we're
in
gonna
which
go.
homeless man eventually gives his ultimate sacrifice,
Right.
which is his own life.
But
Oh, God.
what I'm getting
Oh,
to
Right.
is that the vestibule crew gets separated, and the baseball kid and the cheerleader,
Oh.
they end up together
Oh my
going through this
God.
train, and they sneak onto a completely separate train.
Yeah.
And the door is open behind them as they're trying to get through to the other end.
Mhm.
CO comes barreling out of this other train, leaving once again the fucking door open,
Yeah.
and runs up on him, grabs the cheerleader, and throws her in the mob of zombies. And now
Oh my
she's
God.
attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then-
she gets bit fucking one motherfucking time
One
in the
time.
leg.
Seizes almost immediately. Also, I would like to leave that.
Instantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's already died. She got bit once.
Right.
She was seizing.
There's a
And
little
then-
variance on like the transformation.
Yeah,
of
that
people
okay.
in
That
this.
was probably the one thing I was like, really, guys?
Yeah.
Really? You
Yeah.
could have maybe made everybody the same.
Consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no consistency. So some people automatically went like, okay, I'm having a seizure and now I'm a zombie.
Yeah,
and
now
other
I'm
people
eating
had,
your
like,
face. Yeah.
Right. And some people had like weird, like pseudo lucid, like they
They had
were
the dream state like right
Yeah.
before they ultimately turn.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was like this like last recollection of life, the sweetest moment that they've had, what meant the most to them, and now you're fucking dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that didn't happen for her,
No.
unfortunately, and
She
she
didn't have any
turned.
sweet moments yet.
Yeah.
No.
And so now we got
Oh,
young
God.
Buck. I just got it because was it Young Son or what?
Young Gook.
Young Gook. Is,
Young Gook, young Buck.
Now,
I like it.
CO just takes off and leaves him, and he's sitting there cuddling her, and
Mhm.
she turns, and he's
Sobbing.
like, not gonna leave.
So sad.
Not gonna leave my boo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she just bites him in the neck, and he's just like cool with it. It's like
Dude.
fucking dead too.
Yeah, it was
Can we have
so
a moment of
sweet
silence
for
and
her?
so
Okay.
sad. All right, you
So
ready?
CO has
Uh-huh.
No,
officially
moment
killed
of silence.
like
Moment of
5
silence.
people.
Yeah.
Moment
yeah.
of silence.
All right, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay.
I can do it for much longer.
Why were you holding your breath? What?
I like needed to cough before we did that. So sorry.
Nice.
Excuse me. Okay. So sad and so sweet and sad
Mm-hmm.
and sweet.
And her name is Sohee, so. I've seen how many so's she could throw in before I'd say that.
Okay. All right.
So then, bad guy COO is trying to make it to the train, right?
Yeah.
He's gotten past all this bullshit.
Yeah.
He's created all this bullshit.
Right.
I might just change that part.
Yeah.
And then the conductor, good guy conductor,
Yeah.
Yep.
doing his job this whole fucking time.
Whole
Comes
time.
pulling out of a fucking train station. He's like, I've got this other
he's-
train.
Yeah.
He's just hurry.
Yeah. He's done
you
all
can
the
make
shit he
it.
said he was going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he's like, God damn it. Like, this is the only guy I've seen try to get on my train. I'm going to make sure his ass
Yeah.
gets on this train because he only takes the front part of the train. Like, it's not
Right.
connected to any other. So he's like, he knows there's nobody else on this train. So
Yeah.
he's like, I'm going to get him, whatever. So then he gets off the train.
Off the moving train.
Off the moving
Right.
train.
He's an
It's
older
going
guy.
Slow.
He
yeah.
he
Sprite.
just it's gonna
He's
the
very
track
Sprite.
the train's
Yeah.
gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Keep on
He's
the
like-
track.
He's like, I'm gonna help you. And then bad guy CEO was like, fuck that. I'm gonna because he goes to grab him, right, to like
then-
pull him to start running, and bad guy COO does that boomerang.
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
like, flings, like, he's like, yeah, grab him to just fucking
It's like,
kidding.
Yeah.
that's like his special move.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
right.
then like he falls, and I guess I missed it in the movie. The few times I've seen it, I've never actually seen him get bit, but I guess he gets bit.
Oh yeah,
does,
they
yeah,
all
while
jump
he's on
on
the
top
ground.
of him.
Well,
Yeah.
because it is kind of weird. At first, it looks like bad guy COO gets bit, but it's not him.
No,
it's actually
no.
the conductor.
Yeah, but then bad guy COO apparently gets bit at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
I miss every time I watch it.
Yeah.
But then he gets onto the train, and then pan out to
Go back to Dad.
go back
and
to
everybody
Dad,
else.
Preggers, and
who's trapped.
Suan.
That's
the
yeah, because we
homeless
didn't get
guy.
to that part as to why. So on their way to the far left track, that the conductor was like, "Hey, I got to go over here." The reason they didn't hit that one is because out of nowhere, there's this train that comes pilot on fire.
train.
Fire.
Yeah,
God.
on fucking fire, pummels into all the other trains, and so that's what leads the conductor to go find yet another train to find.
Right.
Yeah.
You know? But and so the train that they were on, and this other train that was next to them is like over top of them, and that's what separates the vestibule crew.
Right. Yeah.
And so now you've got the homeless guy, the dad, the daughter, and Prego all trapped kind of underneath this other train. And of course, all the fucking zombies from the cars are just
Oh
piled
my
up,
God.
staring straight down on them. And fuck that.
It is
dude.
insane.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, it
so
is
insane.
so
It's
intense.
the
They're-
most claustrophobic.
Yeah, they're
like,
5 feet from them. And just,
Mhm.
at any moment that glass is going to break and they're just going to pour out on top
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which happens.
But
Yeah.
Dad squeezes through a small part in the train, and of course, in horror movie style,
Yeah.
a giant metal wheel or something falls down in the
Falls.
hole that he just got out of. So Suan and the pregnant lady and homeless guy are stuck inside. Well,
But this
Dad,
homeless dude, real quick, has done nothing
Nothing
Yeah.
this entire time.
other than step on a
predict the
can at
future.
one point. Right.
Well,
right,
yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say he actually did quite a bit. Like
Yeah.
he knew
He
that
was
everybody was
dead.
gonna
the first
die.
to
Everyone's
save
dead.
Dad.
Right.
With
Yeah.
the jacket over the head.
It is funny because he doesn't talk
Mm-mm.
really through the whole movie. He's just like shambling around.
Yeah, and he's like,
And then
everybody's
he-
dead.
like,
Everybody's
He'll
dead.
he'll
Yeah.
throw a coat on somebody at one point, or step on a can at another point, or
Hana
fucking-
dual crunch, bitch.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the third thing he does is just take the bites.
Yeah,
Yep,
he
save
knew
a
at
life.
that point. He was like, he had to.
Yeah.
you
he's
know,
like, I got a bum knee.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not
I'm
gonna
out.
make this shit. It's either
This
me.
kid has so much ahead of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's me or a pregnant chick and a little girl.
Right. Which is
God
like,
damn it.
I gotta say, that sucks.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
him, because it's just like, I guess fine. 'Cause you know he didn't want to do it, but
you
he's
could
just
tell
like,
he did not really want to do it, but he was like,
No.
"What else do I have?"
these are the
to
two.
offer?"
Yeah.
Like
They've
as-
been there
as
for
a-
him every single moment.
Right,
Yeah, that little girl
definitely.
fought for him harder than anybody else in
It
that
very
whole
much
movie.
She
Yeah.
fought for everybody. That's
Yeah.
why I loved her so much because she
Mhm.
was just such a
She was a
good
sweetheart.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Dad pulls out his fucking mom adrenaline strength.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just pulls that
Oh
goddamn.
man.
Well, he's
thing.
never had to use it before.
Yeah.
So
Right.
He had all of it.
It's stored. Yeah, it
Reserves.
was built up.
Yes. At the same time, when the homeless guy uses a bar or a big thick wire or something to
Something to hold him
to
back.
hold back
yeah.
the zombies while he's getting attacked, and then Swan makes it through. I definitely thought, okay, here's where I thought Preggers was definitely gonna
Done.
die.
Yeah.
Because how was she that pregnant and squeezed through that small hole? But I guess it was bigger than I thought because she made it.
Yeah.
Also,
She just gets stuck. That would suck.
Yeah.
That's what I honestly thought. Like, and I know that's morbid, but I've seen a lot of terrible, gory movies. So,
Yeah,
like,
right.
I was like, this is what's gonna
This is
happen.
it.
it's fine. Babies are squishy.
Right.
Too.
Well,
So.
pregnant women are squishy.
It's fine. It's
But
This thing
okay.
inside me is
humans
very
are
malleable.
humans are
It's okay.
squishy.
We're all a little squishy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So pregnant lady, Suan, Dad are running for this train that they can see moving,
Yes.
and they make it on.
Yeah.
Well,
They
but
just-
wait, before
Oh.
that though, this is probably one of the most intense scenes because like they do this awesome
Oh my
fucking
God.
aerial shot of them running towards the train, and there's this mob of zombies from one
Ooh,
side running
yes.
behind them, and then another mob of zombies running from
Yeah.
the other side in this arc, like this triangle of fucking terror.
Yeah.
And as soon as the both mobs of zombies kind of meet they all just fucking crush in on each other.
Which was
and,
so
oh
cool.
my
It was
god,
beautiful.
that was fucking
That's the
epic.
only
Then it
word
was
I
just like
can
a
use.
wave of undead meat.
Yeah.
Just like
Yes.
It
flying
reminded
at
me
them.
of like any epic battle movie or show
Right,
that you
like
watch,
300.
like 300. Yeah,
It's just-
exactly.
Oh man,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
intense, and
But-
it was fucking insane to see them all smash together and then just start flinging through the air
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the impact. Oh,
Yeah, because I mean they're all primal instinct, and
Yeah.
that is like
Yeah,
kill,
that's it.
kill and eat. They don't,
Yeah.
they don't care. But then they get on the train by this hair, their chin, chins, and then starts what I like to lovingly refer to as the zombie ladder,
Yes.
or
Yes.
the zombie slide. It depends on how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like one
I said
latches
blanket.
on, yeah, the
Yeah.
zombie
Yeah,
blanket,
yeah.
yeah.
And then
One
it-
latches
yeah.
onto the train, and then another one latches onto that zombie, and then they also like latch onto each other, and
Yeah.
it's just fucking dragging
It was
a blanket. of
So
zombies.
cool because like I never seen anything like that, and
Right.
then you could like tell that the train was just like, hey, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
I'm slow all of a sudden.
Yeah, like this is a lot harder to move.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and I was like, dude, the idea of there being so many zombies just like grabbed onto one another to stop a fucking train. I was
Right.
like,
Yeah.
dude, this is fucked.
Yeah.
This is bananas.
So
It is bananas, but it is also weird that they had, like you were saying, like the wherewithal to do that.
Oh
the
yeah, that they
mindlessness
had.
of-
Yeah, the mindlessness of, but having enough conscience to be like, if I grab on,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
I
I can't
get
open a
food.
door,
Yeah.
but I
But
can
I can
hold
ho-
onto a goddamn train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was very cool. It looked very cool, but it was
Mhm.
weird that they just figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, I don't know. I don't think they were figuring it out. To me, what it seemed like is one of them grabbed on, and then the other ones were trying to grab on, but there was already something in front of them to grab onto, so they
Yeah.
grabbed onto that to try and grab, like,
yeah.
to
Just
fu-
keep
further-
So it was
shimmying
just like
up, yeah.
survival at that point.
right, just like
Yeah.
trying to grab onto something to pull yourself forward, but then something else grabs onto you, so then you can't move, and like that whole thing sort of perpetuated a fucking meat blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I thought. I didn't think it was one of those where they were like, all right, if we all work together.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah,
it was
yeah,
that.
It's like a
Yeah.
hive mind of zombies.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when Dad starts kicking at the hands, trying to get them loose, and just when he finally eventually does after a long period of time, and then they all kind of fall off in unison, but then the mob is still chasing from behind them. So
Yeah.
then they hit yet another wall of just bodies and just
yeah.
blah, blah,
And
blah.
then, yeah, it's almost beautiful in the sense that like it is definitely a waterfall effect of human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body.
Which
Yes.
I gotta say, so just that moment, the fluidity, haha,
Yeah.
lack of terms, you know, it's
Nice.
yeah, of all the actions of these zombies, right? Like, there's the way they're jumping off of things and the way they're falling on things. Like when back at the first train station, whenever they bust out the window and they all start falling onto the train below as it's trying to take off again.
Yeah.
And the way they're just like bouncing off of the train, landing onto like the loading stage or the loading section or whatever, and
Yeah.
just like very kind of just dummy effects of hitting the ground and then just like getting back up and like one arm's twisted up behind his head and he's just like whoop,
It's
I guess
very
I'm gonna
parkour.
go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yes.
It's insane how fluid everything is in that
Mhm.
regard. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like the ultimate goal is to get to the next bite or whatever. And
Yeah, I will say, like, one of the coolest things about this movie is how well, like, practical and CGI effects worked.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because there was definitely a lot of these zombies that, like, you know, they got bit, and then some person in fucking makeup and a costume had to weirdly get the fuck up and start running in a
Yeah.
way where their arms were all fucking cuckoo bananas.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, dude, it looked so good. And
Yeah.
then like, you know, the meat blanket obviously had to be CG.
right.
Because you can't. I don't think. Well, I don't know if it's this way in Korea, but I don't think you can legally drag like 50 people from a
No,
train.
no.
Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Weird.
just don't
Seems-
think it's safe.
Seems like it's
I
safe.
don't think it's safe enough for us sissy
You've
Americans
never
to
been
be
to
like,
Right.
you've never been to South Korea. You don't know what the laws
Nope.
are.
True.
Right.
And I was also talking to Millie earlier, and I was saying, you know, I really love how because if there's something that South Korea is fucking good at, is uniformity.
mm.
Yeah.
Same could be said about North Korea, but
No way.
Very
But-
much so.
but like
Very
how
much.
all the like how the director or the 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 choreographer, whoever was doing it, really focused on making sure that all the zombies acted the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were also naturally twitchy, and just like the
Yeah.
way they would all kind of, when they moved, it seemed like every movement was breaking something in their body
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do so. Like whenever, again at the train station, whenever one of his baseball buddies gets bitten as they're running down the stairs, and it takes off to run further down the stairs to get to the loading station, and falls forward, but then like lands on its head, but doesn't use its arms.
That's what I was thinking
But
too
like
when I was
twists
talking
Yes.
about
onto its
one.
back and
Yeah.
does like a fucking breakdance move to get back up on its feet.
Oh,
and
God.
just like,
That-
what the
that-
fuck?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the example that I was thinking
Yeah.
about when I like, because that none of that, it didn't look CGI to
None.
me.
Mm-mm.
Like some person fucking did that,
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just like, dude, that's so sick.
Oh, you know, the casting call had to be like, weird people wanted.
do you
Yeah.
What
breakdance?
can you do? What can you do with
Right.
your body?
With your body.
Oh man.
Well, with the uniformity thing that you are mentioning, like, it comes in really handy when like all of these zombies somehow look alike. Just because, I mean, like, all their skin is different, like the
Mhm.
you know, like all the skin tone is the same because they're dead, and
Right.
it's just like the way that they all move.
and the
like,
way the
yeah,
infection
it's-
spreads
yeah.
is like still
And all the
vaguely
veining
similar. Yeah,
and-
yeah,
yeah.
But like the
The expressions
fact
on their
that-
faces are even very similar.
Yeah.
Right.
but it does a really good job of like when all of that is like in line with one another. 50 zombies like smashing into another 50 zombies is like this group is one.
Yeah.
There are 50 of them, but it is one in the way that they are moving and thinking.
Right.
This is the same thing. And when they crash and make a wave of bodies, it's not like, oh, this person. It's like these two entities are just smashing
Smashed.
into one
Yeah.
another. It's very cool because it's like they moved like water in
Yeah.
some sort of ways, especially with the train thing when they all fall from the glass and it's like onto the train. It's like,
Right.
well, that's how water works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
just
just,
a
like,
waterfall
crashes
of
out.
bodies. And
Yeah.
each time it was like that. You know, even whenever the homeless guy was saving them, and then the glass does finally break, and they just pour,
That was the
literally
worst.
pour
That was the
out
worst.
into that little cubby hole, and it was just fuck.
Yeah.
dude. Ugh.
And then and then of course after the wave of zombies and you finally feel a little bit
Everything's
of
cool.
relief,
Like a
everything's
teensy
cool.
bit.
And then
Yeah.
you remember COO is on that fucking
Right.
train.
Yeah.
But for me, I was like, this is when the dad is gonna fucking
Just
kill this
kick his
guy.
ass.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was
Straight
so
up.
pumped for him to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna be the one to like for real lose my humanity here and
Yeah.
just fucking beat this dude's head into mashed potatoes.
But then of
But-
course COO has a weird plane of consciousness while he's
He's
ex-
he's opened
yeah.
the door and he's turned. He
Yeah.
is zombie
Turned.
man.
I
But
think
he
he's straight
turned.
he's
Yeah.
hashtag turned, and but he knows how to. You think because he closes
He's in
the
that
door
awkward
on him.
stage.
You're
of
like,
turning.
and then you're like, oh, yep, he doesn't know how to open the door, and then he fucking opens the door, and then I was like, excuse me, because that's not supposed to happen. Then he begins to talk, and the movie.
Every villain needs a monologue.
I guess the director tried to make us feel some sense of humility for this guy, or like a
Yeah.
little bit. When he's like, "I'm scared,"
I'm
Yeah.
lost.
And-
I'm scared.
and
Please
then I
get
need
me
to see
back
my
to-"
mom.
Yeah.
Good.
Who all
And
just
looking-
Good.
happens to live in Busan.
yeah, which is the whole reason why
Going-
I'm on this train.
Right.
And then he's like, "Dude, you are,"
You're
Turn.
a zombie.
and he's like, "No, no, no." And then all of a sudden he turns completely.
Yeah.
He like
Right.
looks
Yeah,
at
so
his
he-
hands and he's like, "Oh fuck,
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm
for
done.
real." And
Yeah.
he's
I
like,
have all
"I guess
these
I'll just
gross
let this happen now."
veins.
Yeah.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
you not making it to
But then-
Busan today.
At the-
Not today, my friends.
Then,
Not today.
then a small, like, 2-foot epic battle between the remaining survivors. back
Perhaps
and
that's what I
forth.
should have called the boss battle.
Yeah, yeah, that
It's
is
fine.
ultimately the boss battle, because that moment is whenever he gets past dad and goes for daughter and pregos, and dad has no choice but to just grab him by the mouth because he's about to bite the lady, right?
Yeah.
And so he just shoves his hand in his mouth and pulls him back, gets bitten, not even thinking about that by
Right.
any means.
No, he's just trying to save his daughter.
Yeah, ends up chaining himself to the side so that he can throw him off and not fall off, and it happens. And that's, unfortunately, it is not this epic means of destruction for COO. He just turns, and now you're just fighting a zombie and ends up throwing him off a train. That's it. You know,
Right.
we wished for so much more
Yeah.
to be done to
He's
this guy.
such an asshole.
But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think as much as I wanted it, it's probably for the best. Because really, I mean, like, that's what, like, any movie, that's like the ending, right? It's
Yeah.
like the dude finally is just like can like sack up and kill the bad guy, and it's like glorious and awesome. And
Yeah.
in this, it's like, no, man, like
Nope.
That's not
nothing
it.
good happens. Like
Mhm.
it is people are zombies now, and like there's not going to be one person to like beat the big baddie. you
Right.
And
know?
now the
Like,
one promise you made to your daughter, you can't keep.
yeah.
Sucks,
Whenever he
dude.
looks down and sees
God.
that bite on his hand and that realization of what's going to happen. And that's the beauty of it. Is like he had seen this happen so much before. He was like, I don't have a lot of time. Grabs them, throws them into the cab. Daughter sees the bite on his hand and already knows
She's
what the fuck's
Oh.
going
sobbing
on.
hysterically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is
Oh, God.
screaming at maximum little girl screaming capacity.
Which is
Oh.
a lot.
Hurts your
Yeah.
eardrums.
Oh, dude, it was real bad.
And
Teaches
hearts.
Pregos is like,
Yeah.
you got to hit this switch when this happens. This switch, you just need to focus on this.
When you can't go no more, you hit stop.
yeah,
Mhm.
and closes the door, and of course Prego has to hold daughter, so she didn't go out, and he just kind of walks to the back of the train and just
Just like crying his fucking eyes out the
crying,
entire
like,
time.
oh, dude,
God,
so
much.
bad. But then has his
Nothing's
kind of,
worse than a
like-
daddy cry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
Has
really
his-
hard.
has his moment of like transition, and of course starts dreaming about like the birth of his daughter,
Mhm.
and then the beauty of this shot whenever it's he's got to throw himself off this train. He
Right.
can't hang out.
Yeah.
But the fact that they do it from the shadow,
It's
Yeah.
so
Oh,
tasteful. I
dude.
love it.
Yeah.
so good. It's just you just see the tracks, you see his shadow kind of like on the edge, and then him slowly tilting off, and then just the train leaving.
You don't even see the body hit the ground or
No.
anything.
Yeah.
You just see the shadow, and then
That's
it
it.
to the train.
Oh
Mhm.
God!
But
I
that's
was-
not it.
No.
That's the worst
This
part.
movie,
It's-
this movie ends like 85 times.
Yeah.
I know.
God,
I
they had it.
know.
They had to get one more in on you. So dad's gone.
That's gone.
That's
Yeah.
gone.
Train just keeps on going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally get to the point where you got to hit the brakes.
Yep.
And then
They're two
The
Busan.
Yeah.
the blockade,
Yeah,
as I call it.
Preggers and
Yeah.
little girl
Mhm.
are just like, all right, I guess I'm going to walk through this tunnel real quick.
Right.
What we did not mention is at the beginning of this movie,
Oh
and
yeah.
this is bullshit. At the beginning of this movie, his mom, who like says like 3 things in this movie, and all of them are fucking hot.
Yeah.
Not sexy.
No.
No. No.
No.
They mean a lot.
Yes.
Yes. Pay attention to them.
Yeah.
It's mom stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yes.
And at one point, like, hands him this camcorder, and like, he's talking about how it's like a pivotal moment in his business career.
Right.
And she's like, that's cool, because this
But-
is a pivotal moment for your daughter's whole life.
But she doesn't say it like that. What
Right.
she says is, "You're right. You know best. It is a pivotal moment for you." I went to her recital today, and
Here's
y-
the sadness.
you get to
side.
see
Yeah.
it. I recorded it and
Mhm.
just hands him this camera and was like, "It's also a pivotal moment for her."
Boom roasted.
And then he watches the
Mhm.
recital.
So she's singing Aloha that she learned.
From
Mhm.
the
to sing.
just a nod to the late Queen of Hawaii
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
when she was imprisoned in her own castle.
Yeah.
Yep.
by the Americans. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the Americans.
By the Americans.
Which she wrote in hopes to see Hawaii free again.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Wow.
alas.
But alas.
Here we go.
Little girl singing at recital.
Yeah.
Super sad trying to sing it.
Doesn't
Can't
finish.
sing it. Gets made fun of for not being able to sing it. Later on the train tells, her dad that she couldn't because she learned it for him and wanted to sing it for him and couldn't because he wasn't there.
Right.
Right.
So now they're walking through this fucking tunnel
Mm-hmm.
Preggers and the kid.
Preggers and the kid, the last 2 survivors
Yeah.
Yep.
of
on
the
this
train.
whole ass train, and she's just belting it
Belting it
through
out.
this tunnel,
Filling
and
out and crying.
yeah, and it
Oh.
cuts to these two soldiers, and like
Before she starts singing.
Yeah,
Right.
before she starts singing.
and so the soldiers are keeping an eye on this tunnel, you know, like soldiers do,
Right.
and they're like, "Hey, by the way, there's a couple people,
It appears to be
yeah,
a child
and
and a woman.
and a woman. And they're like, "What should we do?" And they're like, "Well, you should see if they're fucking infected or not." And they're like, "Okay, well, we don't know."
Can't see them.
And
It's
and then-
dark in the tunnel.
They
And they're
just
like-
get a call, like, "Oh,
Well,
okay,
kill 'em."
cool, kill him."
Yeah.
Which, real quick, you're setting up to watch for people in a tunnel,
Yeah,
and you want to see whether or not they're survivors
right.
and
You
not
might-
zombies.
You
It's
might
like-
give it a minute or two,
It-
right? You know,
Just so they can like hit
Especially if
some
there's
daylight.
two of them.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
I mean, this
know?
isn't Last of Us.
Yeah, no. There, you have a military battalion, and you have a sniper rifle, like, and then there are dudes like all around you that
Yeah.
have like machine guns.
It's
Like,
gonna be fine.
if
You'll be okay.
two zombies, for whatever reason, slow walk to the end of this tunnel, murder them.
Yeah.
Murder
At that
them
point,
there.
go
Like,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
You can
So-
see the whites of their eyes.
Yeah.
You know, as
Yeah.
they say.
and so, like, then it's like, now we're looking through the scope of this dude who clearly is like, well, I think they might be people,
Yeah.
and like is aimed on Preger's head, which is like,
God damn.
are you for real?
Okay, hold on. Before we get to this, because all right, now right as soon as they get off the train,
Mm-hmm.
Prager starts having like I don't know, like labor pains or something.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh shit, this is where the baby's
Yeah,
gonna
she
die.
gonna shoot out this baby right now?
Or she's gonna
worse,
give birth.
It's gonna come out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
she's
yeah.
got an umbilical cord. Like,
and it's a zombie baby.
Right.
Yeah,
and it's
zombie
like,
baby.
okay.
Yeah.
Woo, she gets up, she's walking around, and like, all right, awesome. Ha, oh, perfect, baby's gonna make it. And
Yeah.
then we see this scene, I'm like, fuck, they're gonna kill her with the baby.
no, the two people who you were for sure were gonna die immediately,
Yeah.
the
Right.
kid and the pregnant lady, finally make it to the end, and then you're like, great, they're gonna fucking shoot him,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then they don't
Yeah,
because she
because
starts belting
Her aloha.
Aloha we, aloha we. Like it was
Yeah.
the worst.
and then they're like, they're alive, they're survivors,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Oh
they're
my God.
rescued, and that's the end of the movie.
Fuck.
Finally, 2 hours later,
Yeah.
and maybe 2 hours later in this conversation as
Right,
well.
Yeah.
Very
It was
much so.
finally the end of the movie, and it was a good ass
God,
movie. And I'm
yeah.
Dude.
so happy you guys wanted to enjoy it with me.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of movies that are like 2 hours, right? There's
Yeah.
a lot of them nowadays, and
Yes.
a lot of 2 hour long movies, there's at least fucking 30 minutes of it,
Of
probably.
Just bullshit.
That's just filler bullshit. That's
Yep.
like, why didn't you make an hour and a half movie?
Yeah.
Like, why did you not do that? And I mean, on this show, we watch a lot of hour and a half long movies,
Yep.
so I can definitely tell when there's a movie that's been going on for 2 hours, like, regardless if it's good or not.
Yeah.
But with this one, it was like, okay, this movie's still going, but I'm still interested,
The
Yeah.
entire
which
time.
normally doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because this movie was fucking
And every time it came
So
close
good.
to where it seemed like this was going to end, and it just kept going. It was like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
It was like, it
and
kept
normally
you-
when that happens, it's like, no, you should have ended it there because the
Right.
rest of this sucks ass.
Yeah.
But
well,
this was
we've
not
watched
that.
plenty of movies that were much shorter and not good.
Mm-hmm.
So for this
Or
movie,
much longer and not good.
Yeah, and for this movie to be so beautiful and so heartfelt the entire time, even despite like the zombie gore and whatever, because I'm all about the zombie gore.
And a language barrier,
Yeah.
for that matter.
Yeah. And so it could have been very easy to get bored because you're
Because you have
just
to read a
reading
movie.
subtitles. Yeah, which was very. The whole time we were getting amped up, we were like, "Are we ready to read a movie?"
Yeah.
Which
I've never
is-
been so interested to read in my life.
Yeah,
Right.
but it was so great. I mean, we were all so enthralled the entire time, and it was like right off the bat. To be
Yeah.
honest, like I honestly like we had a hard go of getting started watching
Yeah.
this movie. Just thing after thing
made
kept
shakes.
happening.
I know
Everything,
you
yeah.
agreed to watch this movie immediately, and I was like, "Let's see if this girl doesn't watch it day of," because she's been put. Like, to be honest, because like to get somebody to watch a foreign film in general is hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah. We watched. Well, we had
we
plans.
try to watch it the day before we record, just so it's like fresh. you
Yeah.
Yeah.
know,
Just
and-
and, like not out of negligence. It's
Right.
just like that's like how we
Even
yeah,
do
if
you don't want to
it's-
watch it last week and then do, but like
Yeah.
to just not want to watch it at all, I could get that. because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Well, the beauty of Camille saying that we would watch this foreign film, it's like, once it's said, it's done.
Yep.
You know, it's just
gonna
like
happen.
once we've decided like that's the movie, like there's no takesies backsies.
Nope.
It's
That's
like
it.
no, this is what we're doing now. It's on the calendar.
Yeah.
Like
we
have
put
to
it
do
on
it.
the calendar.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So there was
Yeah.
no weaseling out of this
Nope.
one for sure.
No, not at all.
Well, it was.
But I'm
Very
glad
exciting.
because we have seen this movie, in the queue on Netflix for a long time, for a year, and I've never heard anything bad about it, and it's been something I've wanted to watch for quite some time. It just because of the fact that it's subtitled. It's like, okay, I've got to really pay attention to this.
Yeah.
Where most of the time we don't have, having this show affords us that attention time to something
Mhm.
like that, and so I think it was kind of a beauty to be able to do it in this way, so that
Mhm.
we could really focus on what it was about this movie that made it so
Yeah.
good.
Which was pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I mean, it has it all. I mean,
Yeah.
fuck.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and say this is like in my opinion, the best zombie movie I've ever seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
very
ever,
much so.
By
hands
far.
down.
Hands down.
Like,
By far. I know.
It's
Pat on
fucking
the back.
dope.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pat on the back, dude.
well, because we
It
did.
doesn't follow the tropes, you
No.
know? It's like this, well, you still got to give it up for Night of the Living Dead. I mean, always, right?
Well, okay,
But,
so Night of the Living Dead,
mhm.
28 Days Later,
Yeah.
and then Train to Busan.
Right.
Because
All
28 Days
I
Later
do
is
love 28 Days
Yeah.
Later. That's
I mean,
a good one.
Yeah,
It's so
because
good.
it breaks the mold
Yeah,
each time. It's
exactly.
like, if you fall into that trope of what a zombie movie is, whatever.
Yeah,
you
who
know?
gives a shit? I've
No.
already seen 8 of these.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's like, even with Returning the Dead, okay, Return of the Living Dead, it's just 80s camp horror.
And that's
Yeah.
fine.
That's totally cool.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
why you're watching that movie.
Exactly.
It's not because it's a zombie movie. It's because it's
Yeah.
fucking campy as shit.
Right.
And,
Or like
yeah.
World War Z. That was just
Yeah.
another zombie movie. If they had done
Yeah.
it more like what the book was, maybe it would be different,
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, because there was like some neat stuff, I guess. Like, I didn't give a shit to watch it
no.
because I like read most of the book and was like, yeah, this is cool. But like, I started reading it when I was like into zombie stuff,
Right.
and then didn't finish it. And now I'm never gonna finish that.
No.
I don't give
There's
a
not a
damn.
point to it. It
Yeah.
doesn't change anything.
No.
It's just the same thing.
But a
told
zombie
from-
ladder's pretty cool.
Zombie ladders are
But
pretty
Train to
cool.
Busan, zombie blanket,
Even
different.
better.
Very
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Also much cooler.
Yeah.
Much cooler.
And
Yeah.
cozier.
Mhm.
Aside from the dying. Yeah.
And sheer fear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fear of dying.
Mhm.
But
But
so warm.
Regardless of it being a zombie movie, if you have not seen Train to Busan, just fucking watch it. dude.
It's
Yeah.
so many
there's
more
so much more to
things
this
than
movie.
just a zombie movie. It's a drama. It's a comedy. It's just a good
It's a
movie.
it's a buddy movie. It's a it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah,
it's a
the-
romantic horror. It's
The
a
thing about this movie is it's not a zombie movie. Like, those zombies could have been replaced with anything,
right.
and this still would have been a great movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Did
that's-
we? Sorry, real quick. I just thought of the fact. Did we touch on the fact that the infection, where the infection originated from?
Oh no,
we
we
did
didn't.
not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
just because we're talking about the kind of movie it is. So because there's so many layers to this movie, part of the drama is that in the midst of, it looks like they're going to make it to survival, possibly maybe, a call comes through
From assistant Kim,
Right.
Yeah.
who is the main character's assistant
right.
He's the only connection that we really have in this movie
to the
outside
outside
world.
world. Isn't
Yeah.
military,
Right.
Right.
Because he also has a bunch of military friends, which makes us more believe that maybe this bio company is more in
Something else is going
contracted
on.
Yeah.
out for
Yeah.
So
whatever.
assistant Kim is like, we were pulling all these accounts and we were just doing what we were told, but is it our fault? Is it
Yeah.
our fault that we
Because-
do it?
I'm pretty
And of
sure.
course, he doesn't want this kid to die thinking that it's their fault. So
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
no,
It's
we're
not-
fine.
It's not
well,
your
he,
fault.
yeah,
is what
it's
he
not
says.
your fault.
Right.
Yeah.
But when he, like, that's the thing, is like that harkens back to the very beginning of this movie where he was just like, sell literally everything because he
Right.
fucking knew.
He knew.
He knew shit was going down, and
Yeah.
it was because of this company that they had pulled so many strings for to get money for.
Yeah.
Well, and he automatically plays off the fact like, oh, yep, I'm still new. I'm still a noob. I don't really know how any of this works.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
it's
he
not my
knows
fault.
he knows something. So part of that inner drama is he's been neglecting his kid to be an Uber businessman. B, he's working for this company who is biotech, and this infection probably originated the outbreak came from his company.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Anyway, I say all this to say there's so much to this movie,
Right.
and everybody should watch it. Like,
Yeah.
if you like movies, just watch
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
Like Camille's catchphrase, watch a movie.
Watch a movie.
Well, and I think going back to like the reason why I'm into like Korean culture and K-pop and stuff like that is sometimes watching a foreign film can be a really lovely escape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because you do have to truly focus
Yeah.
to get the story, and
Mhm.
sometimes the story is so worth it.
And,
Yeah.
And
American
sometimes
movies-
you just laugh the whole time because it's super dumb.
Yeah. That's nice too. Yeah.
because the culture is different. Yeah, and
Just,
so it's
and
like,
just like American movies, like
Oh yeah.
sometimes you watch a movie because it's dumb, and sometimes you watch a movie for the storyline. But
yeah,
either way,
I mean,
it's a
the
good
bane
escape.
of American movies is that we would have been force fed as to why this occurred. You know,
Yeah.
and
Which
this-
is ugh,
yeah,
so dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And like, it depends on what kind of like American films you're talking about too. The movie that we watched last week, Galaxy of Terror.
right.
If you gave that movie to like anyone in Europe and was like, "This is how American
What
movies are,"
American
Yeah.
movies
then it's just
are.
like, "Oh, so you
Oh.
guys don't know how to make movies?"
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Yep, yep, yep,
Alright.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need some directors? Is that
Right.
what
We need
where
help.
can we
That-
send you?
Yeah.
We have
Can
a
we-
great film school. Can
Yeah.
we assist?
Yeah.
Should we build an
But
alliance?
to that being said, it's it's one of those movies where it's like, okay, this is what we get in America. Obviously, it did so well over there that it
Mhm.
was able to cross the seas, right? And same with our movies over there. They're not going to get a bunch of our junk. They're going to get these top tier movies, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a whole shit ton of nonsense over there in Korea.
Top tier. They got Endgame.
Top
They for
tier.
sure got Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting the Marvel movies, definitely.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Not to say that they're not bad, but they're not good.
no.
Unless it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's fucking
Yeah,
great.
well, Spider-Man rules. And
The new
yay,
ones anyway.
Spider-Man's back.
I know. So
Yay.
excited.
So
Man.
stoked.
Peter Parker, live on.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, guys.
That
we
was-
doing it?
And we're doing Kill of the Week.
Oh yeah.
There's a thing we got to do.
Well,
Oh, there's
yeah,
a thing.
there's a thing to this
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the kill of the week.
Okay.
All right.
So we're here
Mhm.
again. Kill of the week. That was mostly for me in editing.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
don't
no. It's not anything that anybody did. It's just for me.
I was
Yeah.
holding my breath. I was like, oh my god.
No, I have to find the one spot in the whole thing that's not like cattywampus with the way that vocals work.
Right.
So
Yes.
We're not
Oh, fun.
watching for waveforms.
Mhm.
Okay.
Anyways,
So,
So-
kill of the week.
We
Kill of the
talked
Week.
about it.
We did.
Yeah.
And this week we have the kill of the week, and then we have an honorable mention. Just
That's not
'cause-
like a. It's not that we like that.
No.
The other kill.
No,
No.
But you have to mention.
the, yeah,
It's
Yeah.
the
'cause
sweetest kill.
It's mhm.
Yeah. Okay. But we didn't name again. We got to
No,
get better
we
at
did-
that.
okay.
We didn't name the kill of the week.
Well, with this one, I mean, when we have guests, it's hard to name it because they have a say in the kill of the week as well.
Right.
Do you want to name it? Can you think of it?
Think of the name.
So, well, real quick, let's say what the kill of the week is.
Yeah, we should do that.
So, Jessica, we're gonna say what the kill of the week is and describe it.
Okay.
So now I'm putting you on the spot 100%.
And I'm gonna name
right now.
it?
Yeah.
While we do that, you have to name it.
Okay.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
got this.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
very
Okay.
capable.
I'm ready.
I'm not saying she's not. I'm just letting
No.
her know what's up. So the kill of the week.
Kill of the week is.
So younger sister, older sister, younger sister opening up the door to murder the shit out of the rest of the pieces of shit
Yes.
that deserve to die.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but it was just such a huge middle finger to everything. Because
Right.
like
Yeah.
when everyone who just like fucking fought through this train to get here,
Yeah.
the only other surviving people that
Who
they
did
know
nothing.
exist, who have done the only thing they did was pick the right car,
Right. Mm-hmm.
which
That's
I mean,
it.
like good for you.
Yeah, you win.
Uh,
Luck of
Good
the
for
draw
you.
is
Yeah.
all that comes
I mean,
down to.
I technically stole a quarter from somebody today just because
You did.
I picked the right place to put my cart, whatever.
That's it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, and Aldi.
Yes.
But I mean,
Could have been a free cart for someone, but
Yeah, well.
still.
whatever. I don't care. I'm never gonna meet that person who didn't get a free cart, so I don't care. So, yeah, I mean, like, these people just, like, fought to get here, and then now that they're here, just like, oh, okay, cool. You guys aren't dead. This is great. And they're just like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Why? You haven't done shit. Like, this
And
sucks.
they all killed her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did.
exactly.
She
Every
could have
single
made
one
it
of those people.
had they just opened the door and let them in sooner.
Yeah.
Everyone would have been aces.
It's
Yeah.
their fault.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
So
a
this-
drag.
So what do we call this?
Ani miene, which
That's
means
it.
older sister. I'm sorry.
Older sister
Oh,
redemption
Wow.
that is beautiful. That is so much more beautiful than Slugfuck,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was
Or the
kill of
Toby
the week.
twist.
kill. Or the Toby twist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say it again one more time.
Ani miene.
Cute.
That's
Love
it.
it.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the primary kill of the week. Now, the saddest,
Secondary kill.
sweetest kill of the week is when what's her name, Jun Lee and Young
Jen
Jin Lee?
Hee
Jin
Jin
Hee.
Hee?
Yeah, when she turns into
Close.
a zombie
and Younguk.
and
Young Gook.
Yeah,
Tur-
Jin Hee.
Jin Hee is slowly dying in the arms of Yeonguk, and he looks down at her, and he's so lost, and he's so sad, and he's like, "This was my boo, and now she's dead. She's turned into this zombie. I don't know what to do with my life. I love her so. I just can't be.
Ooh, can
I
I
just can't
equally
be-
name this one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can
Oh,
totally
good.
name this one.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I gotta be with her forever, and
Oh my
I can't. Oh, she's gone. Oh, I'll let her bite my neck. Now we are one.
Dude, it was
Yeah.
so sad.
It was
It
so
was
sad.
so sad.
And like the camera angle for that one was really cool. 'cause
Yeah,
it was like at
down
the end
the
It's
of
like
the
panned
hall.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Ugh, it's just such a drag.
Yeah.
It was so sweet though, because
It
it was just
was.
like, man, because he was trying so hard to break that fucking glass, and like,
so hard.
and like that's what he was focused on, and then this fucking piece of shit is just like, oh hey, this is your girlfriend? Fuck that.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
whoa,
Fucking
dude.
boomerang swing
Yeah,
once
like,
again.
why? There was no reason. Just
Oh.
shut the fucking door.
Right.
Like, he chose to throw her there instead of shut the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this guy's trying to help you too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, man?
God,
Yeah.
COO killed so many people in there
COO's
for
a
no reason.
Pussy ass bitch.
A
Bitch,
bitch. He was a bitch.
That guy deserves a death from fucking Angel Heart.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dick
Yeah.
choke death.
Yeah.
Fuck
wow.
that guy, dude.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Uh,
He does though.
So
Mhm.
that one I would call pussy is a powerful drug.
There
Because
you-
he really went for it on that.
He
one.
did.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's straight up just like I mean, he could have gotten out.
Yeah,
He
he
could
could
have.
have left.
The fucking piece of shit dude got
Yeah.
out, and the door was wide open. He was just like, pass.
No.
Yep,
Pass
I'm
on
done.
that. Life
Oh,
for
oh,
some
Jen
reason
Hee.
isn't worth it.
He's
It's you
so
and
young.
me forever.
He could have met so many more ladies after that,
No.
but he was
Not when you
done.
meet the one, dude.
There's only one Jin Hee.
Oh
And you guys can tell me if we don't have time for this, but I do have a Korean language to learn to survive zombie attack.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
do it.
This is our show. We do.
Yeah,
we
do
do
what we
anything
want.
as long as we want.
do.
Don't tell us what to do.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So just a few words
Okay.
to help you survive in a Korean zombie attack.
Yes.
So number 1 is hurry up.
Okay.
Just body.
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 Yeah. And
Body.
then the second one is let's go.
Right.
So kaja.
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 All right.
Kaja.
Kaja.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Because
Okay.
ka means go.
Kacha.
Ka.
Ka-
Kaja.
Kacha.
Cha.
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 Cha. I'm just gonna keep saying that. I'm just gonna keep saying it over and over again.
And then the last one is I'm sorry because inevitably
Damn.
It's gonna happen.
you're
It's
gonna kill
you're gonna-
somebody or your friend is gonna die,
Right.
Or your girlfriend's gonna
Yeah.
die.
Somebody's gonna die.
So-
I stole somebody's quarter and now they're dead.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
So-
So
Oh
this
my
is what you would say to them. You would say,
So Dylan, not any offense to you.
Oh no, I need to.
All-
This is
but
a
all
you
the-
need to know.
all the
from me.
offense to
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not close friends.
Uh-huh.
So we speak formally to each other.
Okay, I would
Oh.
100% let you die.
Okay.
Oh my God! You did not have to say that.
So
That was not
in-
Just a
pertinent in that
forewarning.
conversation.
In that
if
event,
it came down to it.
I mean, I'm
this
just saying.
is a Jack
Fucking
Rose
boomerang
situation,
swing.
right?
Okay.
You can't fit me on the door, right? I'm
okay.
gonna die.
Okay.
Okay. You
And
would say 정samnida.
I don't even know how to. What?
I would just
Jung.
say I'm sorry.
Jung.
That's easier
Okay.
to say.
Remember, this is Korean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
yeah,
all right,
yeah.
all
That's
right.
the whole
Okay,
thing.
so
Say
say it again slower.
Jung
Jung
Sung
Sung
Mida
Mida
Nida
Nida.
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 With an
Yeah,
N.
sorry, that was my bad.
That's fine.
Okay.
Jung Sung Nida.
Jun Sung Nina.
Jung Sung Nida.
Okay.
Yep. That's
So
how you
that's
say it.
because we speak formally to each other.
Oh,
Okay. But because Camelia and I are besties,
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
we say miene.
Miene.
Aw.
What's
Miene.
way harder?
Yeah.
Because you're not
I'm just
friends.
gonna say that. Fuck it. I don't care if we're formal or not.
I'm just
Because when you speak
All fingers, bitches.
Because when you speak formally to somebody, or you don't know somebody, or somebody is older than you, or and we haven't agreed to speak in Panmal, which is the informal way of speaking.
Okay.
Everything ends in nida and yo.
Oh.
Yeah,
But not like yo.
not
Oh,
like
I just say
yo.
yo and everything.
Yo.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
So
So
Jung,
so
Jung
Mida.
Sung Mina.
Uh,
Mina?
Sure.
so
Okay.
nida
Cha.
is how
Nida.
it ends. But for you to say I'm sorry, it's miene.
Miene.
Which
oh, that's
is
right.
why-
I got part of yours.
So
and mine
that's
is Miene.
So that's
Okay,
why I
got
said
it.
that relationship between the two two dads
Yeah.
was really beautiful, because at the end, or at the beginning, they're speaking formal language
Oh, okay.
Oh,
to
wow.
each other, and then in
That's
the end,
deep.
when he dies, he
for
says
us,
he
yeah.
says miene, and I was like, wow, that's really that's really
that's
interesting.
sweet. Yeah.
Damn.
So see, it's things like that when you know things about a particular country's language that makes stuff like
Makes
that.
all the
like,
difference.
That's really
Right.
like they've become.
Yeah, we 100% had time for this. What?
Oh my God.
So thanks again, you guys, for letting me.
Yeah,
nerd
No,
out.
thanks for
Definitely.
thanks
Thank
for
you for
being
coming on.
This is
Yeah.
a great movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
anytime.
So good.
So good.
So good. So good. Such a great, wonderful movie.
Yeah. Well,
Wonderful to have the Princess Jessica on.
Princess
Aw.
Jessica.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll have to have you on again for stuff like this because, we pick a lot of not foreign films.
Right.
And I don't know, there's been I've been really interested in trying to find different horror movies from different countries and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I really want to watch
Man, La Belle à la Bête is a great horror film.
what is
Yeah.
that?
The Beauty and the Beast.
yeah.
The actual French foreign film, though, is kind of terrifying to
Really?
watch. It's in black and white.
That's cool.
Well, that's from the 30s? Yeah, 40s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
I've heard that it's very good.
I
and
saw it for the
scary.
first time from the public library, and it was terrifying.
The public library has a lot of really great old horror movies.
That's cool.
And also support the local library.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
so many awesome things you can get there.
Yay!
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch Japanese ghost movies because
Right.
the closest thing that I've gotten is Mama, which
Oh, I
is
thought you were going to say The Ring.
no.
Ringo.
Ringu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've wanted to watch that, but Mama is they essentially took Japanese ghost movies and made it American,
Right.
and it was still fucking dope. It
Yeah.
was I bought it thinking that it was a different movie, and I didn't know before I watched it until I looked at the back and saw it was PG-13. I was like, this is gonna suck, and then I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, this fucking rules. This is
Yeah.
really good. This doesn't need all the blood. It's a ghost. She can
Right.
kill you in ways that doesn't need blood. This is super cool. But yeah, that would be really fun.
You really need to
Yeah.
see some of the old Japanese kind of demon kung fu movies that they did.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
That'd be cool.
Like the wushu stuff or whatever.
Wushu.
That'd be so good. We should do more of that stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see what's up.
Yeah.
You're expanding our horizons.
Perfect. I'm
So
excited.
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Train to Busan's probably the best movie I know. So you will be terribly disappointed from this point on.
So, a little bit extra shit before we
Mhm.
do the outro now.
Yeah.
Um,
that we have a thing. Yeah.
Throw up the
we don't have to talk about
deuces
the other
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So-
from afar.
November 1st,
It's coming up.
it's coming up.
real quick.
So close, so close.
Yeah.
By the time this episode is out, there should be flyers
Mhm.
and an event page and shit like that. But November 1st, Felissa Rose will be in Oklahoma City at the Paramount Room with us
Mhm.
showing Sleepaway Camp.
Yep.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm
Yeah.
excited already. But you guys know I love that shit.
Yeah,
so.
It's
you're like
gonna
our
be-
number one fan at live events.
Oh my god!
Yay.
It's going to be really fun. Felissa Rose will be there. We're going to watch Sleepaway Camp. Her debut film, pretty
Yeah.
much. I'm fairly certain.
I think so.
And she's going to stick around, and we're going to do a Q&A afterwards, so you can talk to her about the film and shit and like what she's doing now. She's been in a lot of just like random stuff and produced like some Slayer videos
Yeah,
and shit,
the-
which is
And
tight.
directed,
The
and she has her own
Relentless Killology.
podcast.
Yeah.
And she's great.
Casual. I'm sorry, not Casual Fridays.
Casualty Fridays.
Casual Tea
Yes.
Fridays,
Which is
that's what
really
it
cool. It's her and Kane
Hotter.
Hodder and the oh my god, I should look this up. I'm so sorry. I think it's the chick from Saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I-
great. It's an awesome podcast.
Yeah, and like fucking working with Felissa Rose has been insane.
Yeah.
Like she's very, very nice. This show is going to be a lot of fun. The Paramount Room is like a very fun venue to go to and watch movies and shit and get drinks at. So tickets are going to be $10.
And it's haunted.
And it's haunted.
Yes. Doors are at 7, shows at 8.
Mhm.
So yeah, get there at 7 to
Is
get
there
a fucking
pre-order
seat.
for these tickets?
There will be.
Good.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm asking because you know I'm coming,
Right.
so
Yeah,
I've already
yeah,
put it
yeah.
in my phone calendar.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I'm working on that right now. It should be up before this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You should be able to get your tickets through Ticketmaster, I think is who we're going to go through. So you'll be able to get tickets before. I know there's going to be tickets for the show are going to be $10. But if you pre-order them, I think they're going to be like 11 something. So
Yeah.
It's worth
just
it.
so you know, that's
Yeah.
not like from us or the
That's-
Paramount
that's
Room.
'cause-
That's just because we want you to be able to get tickets first, you know,
Mhm.
like
That's
before
it.
the show.
Yeah, that's
so,
all it is. Also, you should dress up as your favorite character from Sleepaway Camp to come out.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just fucking anything, really, because it's going to be the day after Halloween.
Yeah.
Like-
no doubt.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
going to be
God,
sick.
fun.
Like, if you want to fucking dress up, I'll try and make sure something fun happens for you. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's got to have to happen.
We can definitely find some stuff to do. for
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
very intrigued.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll get a hug.
Yeah.
You'll get
And
Okay,
a high
I'm
five.
less intrigued.
Okay. We'll make sure something cool happens.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a drawing or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. Like
Yeah.
we'll do a little contest.
Yeah.
We've
So
got
far,
a bunch of good sponsors for this
yeah.
stuff.
So we've
yeah.
got sponsors right now from VHS and Chill.
Mhm.
Like our buddy Sean Peel, we've had him on the show. Super
Yeah.
fun dude. He does shows like every fucking week. Like he's got a show going every week with VHS and Chill.
Right.
And then we've got
We got
Dustin.
Dustin from
from
Bombs
Bombs
Away,
Away.
Dorset Block. He'll be he might have to throw some stuff in for it too. That'd be
Yeah.
cool because he's one of the sponsors. That'll be nice.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
he's going to be on the show soon too.
Yeah, he's going to come on. I think we're going to do Bone Tomahawk. with
I
old
cannot
Dustin.
wait.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be dope.
So good. We're
Oh.
gonna drink bone tomahawks.
Yep. we're gonna
Yes.
Drink Bone Tomahawk. It's going to be a whole thing.
God.
gonna be good.
If you want a pregame, because these are dangerous,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
it's Maker's Mark and Mountain Dew.
There you go.
That equal parts.
Yep.
So
Oh shit!
yeah, dude,
No.
Yeah.
Equal parts?
equal parts. You
half
do
and
half and half.
You better
yes.
not be working the next day.
Girl, I will schedule off. I'm gonna have to.
Woo.
They are so
so tasty.
so good.
Oh my god.
And
That's a
every
little
time we
too much.
mention
That's a lot.
every time we mention bones or tomahawks,
tomahawks,
you
or-
have to drink one.
Yeah.
One
A whole
whole one?
A whole one. Yeah.
Really, I think we should sit this one out.
No, we're gonna need to take
Okay.
a drink.
If you want
A
to
sip.
play along, you can do bone tomahawk shots, which will be equal parts
Yeah,
still,
just
just in
remember-
a smaller
just
glass.
Oh, my
that,
belly
yeah.
hurts already.
Oh.
You guys.
We'll figure it out.
You gotta
It'll be a game.
Yeah, be
It'll
tough.
a game.
You'll- yeah, just be tough to do it. It's okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to this episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be.
so good.
I'm gonna be
Well,
a handful.
tipsy Dylan. I wonder what that's like.
It's gonna be fun.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
I bet it's not as fun as super drunk Dylan, who is also going to make an appearance at this episode.
Like at first, I'll be sober, and it's like, yeah, for sure. And then halfway through, it's like, oh, he's getting there. And then at the end, I'm just gonna be like throwing microphones.
Yeah, I love a tipsy Millie though. She's
It's
always
gonna be good.
Aw, thank you.
She just
I-
goes off on tangents for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I, I try to hug everybody and just have a good time, and then I try to fight people.
Yeah.
and
Oh shit, dog.
that's just when I'm super drunk. But,
I just
but
get
before
unruly
that,
and say the F word a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's me always.
me
So
too, not drunk.
This group,
I try to make points.
very drunk, would not be good.
No,
like,
it'd be.
I don't think
it'd
it
be
would
fantastic.
be great.
It's fine. We've done it before. It's
Once
okay.
again,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this episode. That's gonna be a good one.
But I think that's really okay. So we have one more thing in the works that is something that Brad, Chad, and I talked about the other day at Paramount. That could be fun.
Could be.
Yep. No, it will be fun.
It
We're
will
just not
be.
going to talk about
No,
it yet
it will
because
be. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
We just
gotta
got to
work
make sure
out
it's
some stuff.
happening.
Yeah. we
but
gotta
it's
work out some
it's
stuff.
exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So stay tuned.
Yes.
And
I feel
either
like I'm seeing some
way-
behind the scenes shit right now.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
very exciting.
BTS. We'll talk in a second.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
November 1st,
For
Felissa
sure.
Rose, Sleepaway Camp,
Right.
$10.
Come
Do that.
see this sweet person because
Yeah.
she's just super cool
Mhm.
and just super nice.
She is. And then the third, she's working on. She potentially is going to be here, the first, second, and third.
Right.
So she's working out the details on her November 3rd date. So there might be other stuff that doesn't involve us, but involves Felissa Rose.
Right.
Yeah. And
Can I sidebar really quick? I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. Camille, you said BTS, which I know you meant behind the scenes, but every K-pop fan is quaking right now. because
Oh,
you
that's
said
right.
BTS.
I didn't even think about that.
I got so excited. Like, I couldn't stop my heart from beating.
Okay, I did not mean that BTS, but I did not even think about it. So
What is
appropriate.
that?
Bangtan Sonyeondan, which is a K-pop band that is very big in America right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, very big worldwide.
All
Yeah.
over.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for them.
So sorry. She said BTS, and I got really excited. Then I realized she was not talking
Yeah.
about that BTS.
It's fine. We can in a second, though.
Yeah.
I love to hear about BTS from you. You get so excited.
I'm so excited that Felicity Rose is going to be here.
Felissa Rose.
Felissa,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's okay.
Sorry, I was trying to help Dylan transition back since
no.
I
Oh, yeah.
It's totally
fucked him
fine.
up.
No, it's totally
fine.
cool. It's
No.
going to be super cool.
Yeah.
She's so nice.
Yeah.
And just, she's fun. She's a lovely, she's got a nice aura.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. She does.
Yep.
All the faces just went like, what the fuck? What are we doing next week?
We don't really know yet, so stay attuned to our Instagram, and you will find out for sure
Yeah.
think we
later
do-
in the week.
Yeah, it's just written downstairs. Well, yes.
There's some
Instagram.
things that are there's some things going on, but stay tuned there because
We will have a
gotta-
listener pick this month, though.
We will, and I think that's what we're going to be doing this next
Oh,
week.
that's
So-
what it is. That's right.
Oh, we have to figure that out still. Then.
Exactly. So we'll find that out later in the week.
But we are doing a listener pick next week.
Yes.
And so that's the thing. We have gone through our Instagram and
Oh,
looked.
I guess at this point we're in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So we've gone through our Instagram and we've compiled the list of movies that you guys have wanted us to check out.
Yeah.
We are going to start doing that now once a month. So
But
when you listen
because-
to this episode right now,
Right
when you
now,
listen to this.
if you're listening to this right now, then we will know in a couple of days on the Instagram,
Right.
and we'll make a post about it.
Yes.
Mhm.
I want to
Then-
throw up. I'm so confused.
It's
Yeah.
a lot.
Living
Anyway,
in the future is weird.
Yeah.
it is super
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
And we'll do, like, once a month, we'll ask for more suggestions for
Mhm.
listener
Yeah.
picks just so we can keep compiling because we have
I think we've got 8 right now.
Yeah, so we're
Right.
going to need more suggestions
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you could always just email us
Yeah.
or DM us.
We'll give you the email at the end of the show. But yeah, all of our shit is going to be at the end of the show. So if
Listen
you
to that.
yeah, listen to that. Don't turn off the podcast yet. If you already have, fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. So yeah, no, just message us on anything and let us know what you want to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got Halloween coming up. Releasing week of Halloween. We've got
Spooky
Dawn of the Dead
season.
Yeah.
coming out on Day of the Dead for sure.
And we're doing Halloween this month.
Yeah, so it'll release the week of Halloween.
It's going to be dope.
It's gonna be
Halloween.
sick.
On Halloween?
Well, it won't be
No,
on
because
Halloween,
Halloween
unfortunately.
is actually on, like, a Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
could-
I'm still looking
We can
forward to
maybe
it.
do it. I edited it anyway, so we'll see what's up.
Well,
If I'm feeling froggy, it might
we'll
come
figure
out
it out.
on Halloween.
We'll figure it out.
But you're not going to
We
listen
do
to a
need-
Halloween.
we
You're not
need-
going to listen to a
we-
podcast on Halloween.
No, you're gonna be out fucking partying in your sexy fucking demon chick costume.
I'm going to be passing out candy to my new neighborhood children.
Yeah,
You're gonna be dressed as Pickle Rick, throwing candy bars at kids'
Exactly.
faces.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Except for without the throwing because I'm too polite.
Quitter.
Here you are. Here's this candy bar child.
Also, do you watch Rick and Morty? Do you know who Pickle Rick is? Is this not funny to you?
Every kid watches Rick and Morty, like on the DL. Yeah.
it's
Well,
true.
Jessica, thanks again for coming on the
Yes.
show.
Thank
this
you guys so much for
episode was a
having me.
lot of fun.
I
Yeah,
said
this
it as
movie
a
was
joke
great.
and it became a reality.
It
So
did.
thank you so much.
Yes.
That's what happens.
What we do here.
Yep. Make jokes a reality.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Every week. Oh my god.
Cool. Thanks for listening to the episode. Make sure to listen to the very end to let us know what movies you want us to watch, and we'll pick one at the end of the month. Buy tickets online.
Yes, please.
Talk to you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening to the show. When you are done listening to the podcast, you could and should go check out us on social media.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at Creepo's Creep Show. Hit us up on Twitter at Creepo Creep Show, or follow our streams and such at Creepos_Creep Show. Of course, you could always just email us at creeposcreepshow@gmail.com. And of course, look for us on Facebook as well. Creepo's Creep Show. I don't know if you've heard it enough.
That is true. That's a lot of creepos. Also, if you wouldn't mind hitting us up on iTunes, you could leave us a review. They're very helpful. They help other people find us, and it makes us feel good. That's probably more important, to be honest.
True that.
But anyway, we love it. We love you guys. Thank
Yay.
you.
Don't forget Spotify. That is also a thing. And that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
All the things.
Mm-hmm.
Also Spotify. Rate us and review us on Spotify, too.
I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's fine, though.
You might-
Whatever. You can listen to us there. If that's the only thing you can do, go there.
and whatever else podcast that you may use.
Yeah.
There's several of them.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch.
Either way, thanks for listening anyway.
Yeah. Thank you.